Yes, sir. It's your boy Hakeem Green. Shadow Live, live and direct. BDP all day, every day. All we do. Spark Mad Ism. Right here on the Madison TV platform. You know, week in and week out. We serving it up, chefing it up. This is episode 23 of Madison TV. I appreciate everybody in the building right now. I got some folks who are just waiting for the joint to jump off. Of course, with episode 23, because we got some real hip-hop in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we do. We got the mighty EO Dub end of the week. Week spelled W-E-A-K, my niggas. You know what I mean? We talk about lyrics matter. We talk about bars. We talk about the cipher. We talk about real hip hop. You got to talk about EO Dub. You just do. End of the week. We got two of the founding members of that organization in the building, NONEZEO and Big ZOO. You know what I mean? Fuck. Talk about history with these niggas. You know what I mean? My brothers, I say the N-word and all due respect, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? No doubt. So listen, you know how we do this. I'm gonna play some music right fast so we can get on the we can share, you know what I mean? We could bring people into the conversation, let folks out there in the internet world know what time it is with Madison TV. And we're gonna kick it off. I'm gonna play a little something. We're gonna share, invite, all that good shit. And we're gonna come back with the brotherhood. You know what I mean? NONEZEO and Big ZOO from the EO Dub. All right, so let's set it off like this.
This stuff is really fresh. Hey,
It's called the cipher.
Hey, yo, what is a cipher?
What's it called? It's called the cipher. Yo, it's called the cipher.
What is a cipher?
The cipher is a circle with all points connected. When you get your boogie off and the weak get disrespected. The cipher is so sacred, takes place on hollow ground. B-boys seek the battle on a mission to follow sound. Beatbox DJ banging on the table is the way we settle beef since the days of Cain and Abel. Ask Pop Master Fable, the jams of DMC, with DJs battle for world supremacy. The cipher's not always round, but always on the square. Breakers be on the ground, but I'm gonna put the weed in the air. The cipher's like the wheels of steel and scratch, it makes me itch. I get hyper with the lyrical skills when the DJ catch my pitch. When the fader's being switched, everything live in the mix, but still off the cut like I wear it on my wrist.
What is a cipher? What is a cipher?
The cipher, the cryptic writer, the mind igniter. I'm a rhymer designer, a line after line of rhymer. See, I'm an 80s rhymer, the crazy kind of you can't phase me rhymer. I write raw shit like I'm writing on baby diapers. I blaze these ciphers with basic shit. Savage, I'm one that killed for 8 type shit. Hit after hit, all classics, spit in the grit. You talk that hickory dick, you getting lickety split. This what you get, you ain't taking nothing from me. The goat that steps to KRS is the goat that's getting curried. Brain matter, I'm the original face slapper. It's been so many years, you must have forgot we used to chase rappers. Now I'm bust on these nappy-headed hoes, I must. You ain't bad boy, talk big, get your eye popped. That fake shit's not us, you know how fresh Chris is. Career killer, I write death sentences.
Hey, yo, what is a cipher? Hey, yo, what is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher?
Time is of the essence, every breath another second. I'm down with martial law, fighting through the game like Tekken. I ain't got no weapon when I camel walk like Johnny. Ringing bells when I rock the mic is poison like I'm Ronnie. Bob and weave through the dish and pull off in a new edition. Rapping is fundamental, whack MCs be steady riffing. I just stay in my lane when I'm on a scout like Kiffin. Looking for volunteers when there's a drought, I'm in the kitchen. Cooking up some special treats, not talking trout when I'm fishing. I cruise through a hump with heavy clout when I'm on a mission. I'm special with the verse, every line in education. While y'all wrestle with the verse, I rhyme in meditation. Standing on one leg, Balanced on the lotus, but still packed an eye for judgmental niggas who ain't the SCOTUS. You can roll with this when you done past the lighter. Rhymes going counterclockwise around the cipher.
What is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher?
I'm wildin'. Hold on, let me bring the brothers in. Hold on. So I tried to do something else right fast, and I don't even know. Did you guys see? Did you guys see
it? We saw it, but the volume didn't play. The volume.
The volume wasn't on. Oh,
nah, and you got the fly cameo looking like you in a Marvel movie, jumping off pipes in there.
Man, you mean to tell me the audio didn't play on that motherfucker?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to bring that back at the end of the interview. Not at the end of the interview, we'll bring that out. You know what I mean? And we'll get back to that. I want to set off this conversation.
No joke. You set that off so appropriately because that's like my Olympic gold medal moment right there. Like I'm glad you was with me. Like you be with Chris, you build with Chris, you got records with Chris, but from the outside looking in, that was my Olympic gold medal moment. You heard?
Oh wow, man, that's crazy, bro. Because like I've known you guys for a long time. Mm-hmm. I've known you guys before I knew KRS.
That's a fact.
Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, heading down the road. But you know what? Let me not even do that. Let's do it the right way. So, you know what I'm saying? Big Zoo, Nunzio of the EO Dub. Please let the people out there in the world, let them know who you are. Start with Nunzio. Tell them who you are, where you from, how you first got introduced to hip hop culture.
Ooh, first introduced to it. Okay, well, Nunzio, right, is the moniker. Rashid Goodlow is the real name, and I'm gonna give out the government. You should Google it.
That's right. Let them know. Let them. We're gonna get all that, bro, because it's a great interview right here, boy. I've been waiting for this shit, right? It's crazy.
Definitely from the Bronx. Well, born in California, moved to the Bronx. The Bronx is basically where hip hop got infused into my blood. It definitely. I didn't know at the time, but those parties were happening basically behind my project building.
Yeah. What years are we talking about here?
So I'm from 74 to I'm gonna say 80. Well, it had to be 85, 84, 85.
Now you said you were born in California.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I know that, there's a lot about you that now makes sense.
that all the
You
time.
got a Cali vibe to you.
Yeah,
Northern and Southern California. Northern and Southern.
That's cool. I'll take that.
With Northern and Southern Cali.
It was Inglewood, California, right?
Okay.
Not too far from.
In the hoodie hood.
Yeah.
He was in the hoodie hood. So you was born on the West Coast in the hoodie hood, and then you moved to the East Coast in the hoodie hood.
Yeah, you know.
All factory.
So you said, all right. So you were in the Bronx. What part?
Oh, okay. So I lived on Sedgwick Avenue, which is now Hip Hop Boulevard.
There.
Exactly.
Can we really acknowledge that? Like they call 1520 like the home of hip hop. He's on Sedgwick. Like that's extra bonus points. You heard?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
That's crazy.
But definitely always was into rhyme. I mostly poetry was what I was doing. I entered contests. Moms actually took poetry from me and put it in contests. I won some awards too, so it was a good thing. But I must say that the point where I knew that I could rhyme and I should pursue it was actually in elementary school on a trip. And we took a trip to these ABC schools, which are basically high schools that are like college campuses. Okay. You know what I mean? So there was a program. I was smart enough to get into it. And
so you're like in junior high school at this point.
Yes. Okay. Elementary school. You know what I mean?
All right. Yes, I want the followership to understand the guest history in the culture as much as what we do on the rhyme side. So as we get further down your history, so much more will make sense from a hip hop point of view. That's why I'm trying to be detailed.
This will definitely be the one that does it. So
yeah,
I always was rhyming. People knew it, and I had my little rhyme book. But then we went on this trip, and one of the cats we went on the trip with was freestyles a lot. Neftali Fuentes, never forget his name. Still people's with him now to this day.
Crazy.
And he definitely challenged me. On like, yo, let's battle. And everybody else in the whip is like, yeah, yo, let's go. And no lie, dude, I think we rhymed for like almost 2 hours back and forth. And I was winning a lot. I was very surprised. But it was like at some point I just like gave up. Like, yo, like I'm tired now. Like I don't want to.
All right. It's run its course.
Yeah,
it's run its course.
But just from doing that for that amount of time, and to do it freestyling, and I wasn't really a freestyler at the time. I was like, yo, like I got to keep doing this, and everybody that was there was very impressed, which kind of feeds the ego, and then you're like, oh, maybe I am good at this, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I'll say the next critical moment would have to be meeting Zoo in high school. And we definitely, music was what got us together. So the best way I could explain that or example I could give would be study hall. So we got study hall and we're in the same study hall class.
And this is still in the Bronx?
No, this is high school. I'm sorry.
This is high school, which is in?
This is 15. We're in 10th grade is when we met. We're both like 15 at the time.
Jersey.
Yep, in Jersey.
Okay, in Jersey. Okay. Right. Cool. That's important because the first commercial rap record.
Yeah.
Right down the block from.
You're right about that.
So we got to let people
bonus
know
points.
what to. Ding, 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 ding. Got to let
cultural bonus points. He recognizes.
On it.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, we had a class together, and then we had a study hall together. In the study hall, we used to just sit in there. You're supposed to be doing work and being quiet. We straight had the Yorks stereo with the speaker on the back of the Walkman, and we playing all the joints we heard the night before or throughout the week. Yo, this is my joint. And we had some exclusives. Like, we used to tag team. So I'd listen to one radio station. He listened to the other. We switch, every other week, stuff like that.
Stop. All right. So again, people have to understand the importance of these different eras and what's going on. You had to wait on the weekend, overnight, Friday, Saturday, from here to here, push record, so you could bring it in and play it for the homies the next day.
That is
or,
a super fact.
over the weekend.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the way music travel is just today, anything, your phone here. Oh, you want to hear?
Yep,
Here.
yep.
And you
Just
got
send you the joint. But
just
we
send.
was like, it was Mr. Magic, it was Red Alert. You know, this is who we were taping, and man,
Chill out.
that did build our connection.
Yep, you had Chuck Chill Out. There's a few, but the major one, of course, was for us was Stretch and Bobbito on Thursdays, and they had Underground Railroad that night too, I believe. So we used to go do that too. It was great. But go ahead.
Sorry, no, you first. You finish.
Yeah, so we rhyming, we writing joints. I go to his house. He got the turntable on top with the cassette decks, and we were doing that. Would you speed up the record, or you try to hit record and make beats from the record onto the tape? You know what I mean? So we could rhyme over it after that because he had the little microphone on it too. And every time you go through, the lower the quality goes. By the time we get done with it, it don't sound that great, but we're just happy to hear ourselves and do something.
That's right. Going through the motions is just building your expertise in the thing. So Zoo, when did you first get the hip hop bug? When were you first introduced?
I'm so first of all, I'm Teaneck, New Jersey, born and raised. And it's interesting too, because I've assessed over these years, I really was born into more privilege than many of my peers, many of my partners, and frankly, way more than the students I've taught throughout the years, right? But Teaneck, New Jersey was my home, and I was regular Joe student going to school, met none in 10th grade, was already on hip hop off of like Sugar Hill Gang, as you mentioned. I was big into the Cold Crush tapes. I used to, Grandmaster Caz is one of my dudes. So a lot of people will say who inspired them, and I always push myself to remember to say Caz, because storytelling, the back and forth, the 4 bars, if you really keep it a buck, the DNA of the Cold Crush was like what later became EO Dub. But frankly, regular high school meet none, we start clicking, and hip hop just took over our lives, bro. It just he talked about when we were in study hall. I'll go even further and say in between classes, you know how you have like 3 minutes in between classes. We would tell each other where we would meet in high school, like, yo, this stairwell over here, boom, boom, boom. And we'd meet for 3 minutes, my G, and listen to like a record. You know what I'm saying? And be like, or try to put some bars together. Before we would each have to run in opposite directions to go to class. I share that because that's just the granular level to how tranked we was just on hip hop. And then also quietly, another one of the None secrets that's going to come out here. One is Sedgwick Avenue. Let's remember that. But number 2, None is a straight up track star. None is a high school track star, superstar. He actually still has the fastest hurdles in Teaneck high school history, and he got that. He got that in like 1989. That's a super fact. If you go to the school today and go look at the flag,
salute, bro. Salute, bro. Salute,
that's a
bro.
factory.
Salute.
As a result, he got a scholarship to go to Rutgers.
Nice.
And I went with him, and I went to Rutgers too.
Really? Y'all was like, I got a scholarship to go to Rutgers. Oh, word? Oh, fuck it, I'll go to Rutgers.
Well, the
it was like that, or was it?
Keep it a full Buckington. Keep it a full Buckington. Is that I wanted to go to Howard, and I got accepted to Howard, and it's in state because I live in Jersey. So when the Rutgers, New Brunswick acceptance came, my Dukes was like, "Oh, guess where you going to school?" You know what I'm saying? Howard was probably I don't know 7, 8 racks at the time, but Rutgers was like 3. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, "Guess where you going to school?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah."
It's all that in-state aid that you
in-state aid. Come on, and my sister had just gone. My sister graduated from Rutgers as well, so it was now like legacy.
All right, so
but I went to school with him.
All right, so we're in high school, right? And the other important just context that I want folks to understand is Teaneck, Bergen County, George Washington Bridge, Washington Heights. Like there's a lot. Just a lot of cultural exchange steadily happened back and forth. You know what I mean? So,
yo, Hawk, when we got old enough, I'll keep it a buck for myself. We grew up in awe of NY. You know what I'm saying? So when we got the permission from Ma Dukes to take the bus to go west to go to the mall, we would go east and go to 125th, go downtown, get records. Like we was really doing it. A lot of my NY dudes still think like coming to Jersey is like driving to Ohio, right?
No,
like
it's like
it's a lot of
no. We talking about Bergen County, Teaneck. It's a stone's throw away.
Facts.
But it's also at 85, 86.
Yeah, well, now you say that one. How you say that? How about this? None just reminded me of this the other day. We was in a Zoom talking like this, and he said in high school, I didn't remember this, Hawk, and then when he started telling the story, I did. They was like, when did you think Zoo was nice? And None was like, yo, in high school, I got called on stage one night at a party in Englewood by Kwame and Redhead Kingpin.
And served them niggas.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a battle, but you know.
I'm just gonna expose myself for a second. I'm expose myself.
Don't you keep just tell us how you really feel, huh?
Yeah. No, I mean, just like, I'll wait. Let's get further down the line. I want because we're in 85, 86. So I want really the context of New York City.
Yeah,
what y'all would like the thirst for the culture just has you going over 125th Street, Jersey boys.
Come on, mixtapes, going to get Jibo the Pro tapes in 3rd Ave and the BX, doo-wop tapes, Cold Crush tapes, and then we went to college in 90. So now it's 90 and we go to college together. And None, you could pick it up from college.
All right. Well, first, let me just add on. Rock and soul was that was the first goal that we had when we were going to New York City. It's like, yo, we got to go to rock and soul. They got everything. They got the records. They got the white labels with your favorite instrumentals on it that ain't even on the records. You know what I mean? So that was the spot. You know what I mean? But definitely get to college. And now there's other friends of ours who are also talented in music. And through me and Zoo doing stuff, they were interested in being part of Solid Ground also. So we ended up doing like one of those talent shows, right? And we do the talent show, and I'll never forget the talent show because I was terrible at it, right? But this is a lovely story. So we got dance routines in the whole thing with it. So I'm the first one up to rhyme. I come out and I do my thing. They're doing dance routines behind me. When I finish, I put the mic down in the front and then I move to the back. I become a dancer and the next person steps up and rhymes. So this is how we go through it. It happens 4 times, 4 people rhyming, etc. I set it off. I went to the front, said the first 2 lines, and straight forgot everything else. Right? I didn't try to freestyle my way out of it. I just looked at everybody like, damn. And then I was like, okay, it's almost time for me to do the back. So I put the mic down on the front. And then I went to the back and danced. Yo, we got 2nd place. And mad people came up to me. Yo, that was hot, son. You said the and then you put the mic down. Like, oh,
your showmanship was next level. You
word up.
You didn't even know it. You didn't even know it. Oh wow, it's crazy.
You know what I mean?
That talent show was pivotal, Hawk, because that's one of the ones that got me onto this. Like, I gotta perform, and if we really be frank about it, there is an ego stroke to that, right? There is an ego stroke to being like Joe guy on college campus. The next day, Hawk, we was like, you know what I'm saying? True story. It's like a movie. We like blew up, and that was infectious, and it definitely stroked the ego, and it made us want to get sharper.
Yeah.
So we formed a crew called Solid Ground. We started working, we started rhyming, we started making demos, we was building, we was growing. But meanwhile, we leave school, years have passed, and the next point I'm trying to tee it up for is actually NONEZEO's secret reveal number 3, which is when Joe, regular dude from around the way, starts working for Diddy, yo. Or excuse me, he was working for Puff Daddy.
Like we jumped too far.
Yeah, because I mean, wait a minute. You went from like 1990.
I went through a wormhole.
No. We're not because because like Ra, very helpful. Both of you gentlemen, very extremely helpful for me throughout my career. Always had a stage for me to rock. Always had a microphone. Always had a door open. Yo, if you could, like, at Daddy's house, bruh. Like, as many times I was up there and you was helping me. I don't blow you up like that.
Yeah.
So, but we gonna get there.
Mhm.
We talking about Rutgers, like
Rutgers, yo.
before we got on.
Mhm.
I spent a lot of time at Rutgers. So much time people thought I went there.
You was a student there, right? Where you used to stay at? Bush Campus, College
all over,
Come
brother,
on.
all over.
You don't want to give it up.
Livingston, Douglas, Bush.
Yes.
Anyway. Rutgers was a beautiful place.
Rutgers is real. Here's a poignant Rutgers story that intersects with hip hop. Yo, Stretch and Bobbito. It's actually amazing, and I've seen Bobbito and like said this to him because it's so real in my life. They even asked people to send in submissions to like how Stretch and Bobbito has impacted your life, and I sent this in. We're at Rutgers, and God bless us, we're all the way in New Brunswick, but we could still get Stretch and Bob, right? So Livingston, decent, we're actually physically, I think, closer to New York on Livingston, but we got better reception on Bush campus.
Wow,
right?
How shit is, nigga.
Now listen to this. This is so real. Now my wife will even cop to this story. I met my wife at Rutgers, right? My wife and I just celebrated our 20th wedding year anniversary. Yes. Thank you, sir. And we met in this fateful day at Rutgers on the Bush campus, right? We start, flirting, this, that, and other. Fast forward though, she lives in a suite on Bush campus, like crack housing. Like our housing was like the peas, and Bush housing was like mwah, like chef's kiss, right? So I'm with Shorty. She got the fly housing, and now I'm staying over there, right? Yo, come to find out, I discover her reception for Stretch and Bobbito is like magnificent. Like from her window with a radio. This is how antiquated this is. Y'all with your iPhones don't know what I'm saying.
No,
but I have a radio by the window, and her service is impeccable. So now our Thursday nights, it starts turning into like date night. Like what now we're together, right? Every Thursday night, because I'm religiously taping Stretch and Bob, right? I got it set up with the reverse cassette so I could even go to sleep and it was still tape on the other side. Whole shit. Science to this shit. But come to find out, Stretch and Bobbito show was like the soundtrack to the love affair of my life that now has me married to this woman for years. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
Now let me show you how God worked. I got Bobbito next Thursday on Madison Sports. I'm gonna bring that story. I'm gonna bring that
Please
story up
share
to
that
him.
story.
I will definitely share that story.
People run up on him all the time, but I think we was in APT one night, and I told him that story factually, and then I sent that thing in. So yeah, remind him of that.
Nah, I sure will. That's dope. But the thirst for the culture, the third. Now, Rod, you said you put the mic down and you went back and busted 1 2. I got this hashtag hip hop nobody rapping about how important the culture of hip hop is, not just rapping, and how, like, for me, I started writing rhymes probably when I was like early 10 years old, but like little didn't take it serious, didn't really get serious really until like right around the time I started fucking with you guys at Rutgers, which is crazy. But y'all know I was known for the dancing shit. So the dancing was my, some people DJ, some people graph, some people dance. So for both of you guys, talk about hip hop nobody rapping.
I was popping and locking. What you was doing then?
All right. Well, I got one better for you, and this deals with us as a crew too. So definitely in college, we were known for dancing at the parties, and we would bring our friends from the high school up here. You know what I mean? To come and dance. Because one of them, G Flex, my boy.
Shout out to G Flex.
The craziest dancer in the world. He had a samurai style.
He wasn't better. He wasn't nicer than me, though. I'm just letting
I feel you. My man, I swear to you, the way he used to do it, I used to do it was like a machine, when it comes to dancing. Like, incredible movement, body movement, etc. Routines, he make them up. Very dope. But we definitely used to go to the city, of course, to go to parties and do that stuff. And I remember one day being in the tunnel and we were dancing and mad people gathered around us. Yo, we got free passes to come to the tunnel anytime we wanted after, but it had to be after 11 p.m. So it was like, yeah, come on a late night, do your little dance thing, make these people watch you and all this, and we're gonna let you in for free.
Now, but Hawk, you talking about recognizing the culture and the time. I want you, as a grown human now who knows this era, to think about college kids with free passes to the tunnel.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
We thought we was like king of the world.
Yeah, I used to call up clubs in front, like I was with the school newspaper, and tell them I want to review their club. That's how I used to get free passes.
Oh,
that was the hustle. That was the hustle. Like, yo, we how are we gonna get in there? Listen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pretend like I work for. I should have just really worked for the Montclarian, but I'm gonna pretend like I work for the Montclarian and just get passes, and they'll have, they'll do it.
That was
and that was a quick run. But talking about hip hop, nobody rapping, right? I'm an educator, former educator, and hip hop curriculums, hip hop pedagogy, hip hop, is again hip hop, nobody rapping. And Zoo, you being a educator, I've seen you, through the various clips, use hip hop rapping, in a multitude of ways to reach out to young people. So can you talk about that? Well, first, discuss your credentials, because again, hip hop, nobody rapping. Hip hop's what you do. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Right?
That's a fact. That's great. So, I love that you allow me to intersect these two worlds, because traditionally I'm like educator Chris Finn, or I'm like Big Zoo. So I like that I can share here. So credentials, I have a bachelor's in sociology. I have a master's in urban and multicultural education. And then I have a second master's in educational leadership, right? Then as far as working, I taught in the South Bronx at CES 110 for 8 years. Then I was a founding teacher of a school in Harlem called Promise Academy, working for a gentleman named Jeffrey Canada. That's a powerful experience. It's actually captured. It's captured in a book called Whatever It Takes by Paul Tough. And I'm quoted heavily in that book. I love that. Being an educator, I love being recognized in the book. I served there for many years. Powerful experience. I was a teacher and dean of students. Then I was recruited by then Mayor of Newark, Cory Booker, to take over a school in Newark. So I was principal of a charter school in Newark for many years called Lady Liberty Academy. Unfortunately, the school doesn't exist anymore, which is a layered story. But I was a principal for many years in Newark, which is probably like where I got my card. Like, you can't fuck with me, like education wise or hip hop. And that's where an interesting thing happened. Once upon a time, as I was a principal, I don't know that I've ever shared this story with you, but there was interestingly enough, ironically enough, the dance teacher and the art teacher, white woman, but was against this new black leadership coming into her school, right? I came in with my executive director, who was also a black man. So it looked like this black takeover of a school where there were predominantly white teachers, white women teachers. She found clips of me at EO Dub spitting, right? Because mind you,
Fashy stank ass,
right? Mind you,
it's on me. I said
in parallel worlds, right? I'm doing this educator, dad, husband vibe while I'm also doing EO Dub, right? EO Dub is as much part of me as anything else. So she goes and collects these YouTube clips of us doing things like the onomatopoeia type of call and responses. We used to do one. If you say bust your gun, you say blow. You ready? Here, go right now. Bust your gun. Blow. Bust your gun. Right? Classic. She took it to the news. She took it to the local news and was like, principal rapper talking about guns and this, that, and the other, and was trying to come for your boy, like really come for me. I went outside one day for dismissal. This is a true story. And news reporters were all in my face. Like 4 news reporters were like, what do you do? Are you the rapper? Da, da, da. Yo, come to find out quietly, 2 things. Number one, on the TV, they blurred her face, but they didn't blur her voice. They didn't manipulate her voice. So all of my kids knew who she was. And frankly, I had to talk some 8th grade girls down from jumping this teacher. That's a true story.
Wow.
I'm the principal, and the 8th grade girls came to me like, Mr. Finn, we got this. Like, we about to see Shorty. And they had a whole plan. Like, one of them was going to play sick and go wait by her car. This is a true story. My Newark ladies was going to ride for me, 8th graders. So that's part one. But part two, Hawk, though, is culturally, she underestimated Black kids learning that their principal can spit bars. She thought that that would somehow hurt me when in essence it turned me into the invincible principal.
God. Yeah.
The God.
The God.
Do you know how you talk about hip hop education? From that day forward, I was spitting with my kids. My kids would be like, come on, Mr. Finn, come with bars. And I'm bodying it. Like, great story about the intersection of hip hop and education. And yeah, I do that outside of hip hop. So thank you for letting me share that, bro.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. Because you know, coming up through the ranks, you know, I was taught junior high school from 90 to 94. So the same time on the weekends I would jet down to Rutgers. but during the week I was teaching, you know, between Rutgers and, you know, New York City. It was on the pop. It's crazy.
Thanks.
But you know, but during the week I was, you know, Mr. Green at Sojourner Truth Middle School or Patrick Healy Middle School at the Hart Middle School complex. And, you know, I was known to use hip hop, you know, to get across ideas and messages. And, you know, definitely when social studies, instead of learning about an Israeli kibbutz, no, we're going to learn about hip hop culture and how you could turn this into some money. You know what I mean? And,
I mean, can everybody close their eyes and imagine Hawk as their teacher, right? The young Dread. Did they know about the young Dread? This funny.
Yeah.
So I you know, I had my little dreadlock starter kit before I got the job. And then I was like, you know what, let me cut it, get the job, and then start growing my hair. And I started growing my hair. I had it going for about a good 4.5 months. And then my the principal, I ain't gonna blow her up, but you know, she's like, Mr. Green, you can't wear your hair like that. We don't allow our students to wear their hair in cornrows or dreads or braids. You can't. I said, well, this is a cultural expression. So if you want to go to, you know, I could sue you. And you know, she was like, well, Mr. Green. But once she got to know who I was, and we created Act Now at this school, you know, and so she saw what it was. It was real for me. And, you know, she left me alone, and then she would later dread her hair.
Wow. How about that? See, you're teaching them through example. And you mentioned how God works, right? Fast forward, for the past 6 years, I'm a consultant now. I work for a company called Cambridge Education Consultant. I got a contract 2 years ago to coach principals. Where? Newark, New Jersey. So I'm currently coaching 3
how
principals.
God works. How God works. That's how God works. Big shout out to Newark, New Jersey. You know, of course,
Brick City.
You know, Brick City. You know, I got roots there. I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, but you know, I've been doing a lot of work there with the mayor, Ras Baraka, over the last 10, 15 years. So it's all good. But
you know, that whole 24 hours apiece, I know we're not gonna diverge too much, but I'll just share some flowers here, man, from a brother from Jersey who also reps Jersey hard.
Yes,
you really. Your money is like where your mouth is. Like you really do work in Newark, and like physically you in Florida, right? But your roots, your connection is like you really do work. That 24 hours a piece program is super dope. And
thank you, bro.
Just a big fan of what you do in the city, yo.
Thank you. Well, yeah, we're gonna get back to Newark, New Jersey, because we gotta talk about you know the Lincoln Park Music Festival, which you guys hosted. But before we get there, we still have to talk about like EO Dub and how EO Dub formed, and we got to talk about, you know, vice versa. You know what I mean? We got to talk about, you know, we got to dig in. So, you know, let's start from the beginning. You know, end of the week, because that fucking week, man, y'all let niggas know.
Yeah.
Don't come up in here weak, niggas.
Well, end of the week, kinda. That really is almost like a godsend for us too, because the points we were at in our lives when it finally popped up for us. So I had been done with the whole bad boy era. You know what I'm saying? It was at the tail end of that. I was probably 2 months removed from it. Zoo got married in July of that year. And I went there. He went on honeymoon. When he came back, he called me like, yo, we could do this stuff with Eye to Eye, which was basically our rivals, kind of.
That's a fact.
Yo, and I know that sounds crazy, but definitely Propane, Vice Versus, Ego Trip, Slane was in there. They had a couple of females too, but we used to go to the same spot on Houston and perform all the time. And it literally, we were going religiously, and it literally was like if they went on and they killed it, I'd look at Zoo and he'd be like, yo, we got to kill it. We got to do this routine, and we're going to go into this song, and we're going to do that. Like, we was mapping it out to compete with them, and they would do the same thing with us. Wow, we would get on stage and kill it, and they'd be like, oh, hyping themselves up. Like, we got to do it. We got to do it. Like, sometimes just killed it.
The people in the building listening, pay attention, because when you talk about Grandmaster Cash and Cold Crush and the battles and how different groups was formed from other groups back, like, it's so, you know what I mean? It's 20 year different. We talking about this is late 90s, early 2Gs.
Facts. This is 2000 now. This is 2000 now. I got married in 2000, and none shared it like that. We were rivals of Eye to Eye. And a DJ named Joey Ty, he asked us to come do this open mic with Eye to Eye. And the legend, I got to share the Joey Ty legend, is that he was the mind state behind that. He thought that Solid Ground, which is my crew with NONEZEO, with Eye to Eye would make a good connection, right? And he wanted us to come together to do this event in the back of a place called Baby Jupiter. So we showed up on that first night, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to attend. The legend, is that Joey Ty had contracted a really quick, high-level form of cancer that took his life really quickly. So ELW is kind of built on the Joey Ty legacy, and then later it's connected to Vice Versa's legacy. But that night he couldn't show up. He was the DJ, so Vice had a number of a DJ he knew. His name was Scram Jones. And Scram Jones came downtown and became our DJ, and we started End of the Week. And to your point, it is End of the WEAK. That is End of the Week Minds, End of the Week Spirits, End of the Week Lyrics. And that's what we started on. That was our pillar. That was our foundation. And really, we started as a place for us to get busy. We thought like, oh, we got a venue where we could show our talent. But then the level of talent that came in just took it to another place.
And Baby Jupiter was where?
Baby Jupiter was
in the city?
Yes.
In Manhattan?
LES. It was
LES.
It was one block off of Houston.
It's below Houston. But it's at I think it's a restaurant now. Is it Pianos now?
Yeah. No. Pianos is further down the block, more south. But yeah, definitely. Baby Jupiter was.
What about the atmosphere of Baby Jupiter now?
Okay. So first of all, Baby Jupiter, when we first went at the bar, you go inside. There's tables like where you could eat and all of this stuff inside, and then like there's a little side door where the bar and everything is. And I remember going there, and something happened one night, and they lost the liquor license. Because somebody pulled the fire alarm. I still to this day believe it was part of that Giuliani thing that was going on. They was trying
yeah. Okay,
you know what I mean. So
I'm glad you brought that up because just my theory as to what happened to hip hop during this time had a lot to do with Giuliani and him really shutting down the cabaret scene. In New York City, you weren't allowed to dance. Of course, they were trying to, really quality of life laws, all the weed smoking they were stomping down on. And, our type of events, they weren't really trying to be conducive to it. And that forced the culture to go out to the outer boroughs where the strip clubs were.
That's interesting.
And that's kind of how, New York, the sound of what New York considers hip hop changed because of, Giuliani had a lot to do. That's my theory. That's my theory.
Well, let's share. Frankly, we were on the tail end of that realm, right? Because we were in that space. We was putting L's up, I'm saying, right in the club on stage. You know what I'm saying? We was. I mean, this was like we was drinking 40s, like
We got to give it up to the guy that owned the place, because once that happened, he was like, "Yeah, I know they're doing it to try and get me to get rid of you guys," but he was like, "Now you're gonna stay. You know what I mean? You get to have this spot, and I don't care what you're doing it. You know what I mean? We get to keep the money at the door. It could be bring your own beer, weed smoke. It's fine." And he was like, "Yo, I don't care. I'm gonna let you know when I sell the place, and then you could get out of here." You know what I mean? So,
But that's another one for people. I don't know if they can even grasp it now, because like smoking inside is like an inside of establishment is like, huh? Like clutch the pearls. You're gonna smoke inside somewhere? Like people don't know that era even existed. If you're just turning 21 now, you never saw that era, right? Because
there was an era in New York City where it was just that's what we did. We smoked. And even though it was illegal and it was against the law, it was 5-0 lurking, fuck that. We gonna smoke.
That's a fact. And Baby Jupiter was testament to that. But to Nun's point, like it was, and to your point, Hawk, we believe it was the tail end of that Giuliani era where they were destroying clubs like that and putting stuff, trying to shut it down. We migrated. We literally just ended one Sunday night and started the very next Sunday night at Pyramid, which is on Avenue A, in the LES, and that's where that KRS clip is that you showed earlier. With you frequented that spot like 100 times, but that became our new headquarters for like the next, I don't know, like 12 years, 14 years, something like that.
Man. Yeah, I was ignorant, not knowing. Hold on one second. Hey, babe, I got this going here. I got this going. Trying to put my wife on.
Trying to put wifey into the L. Yeah, come on. Man, what a respectful gentleman.
I had better. Talk about
spoken like a mature man. Look at this guy.
What? So I was just not knowing, man. I got caught up in the, chasing the radio. Looking at what's on the radio. Not keeping my ear to the ground, not running in circles that would embrace me, as opposed to trying to be a part of circles that was doing some more other shit. And then I came back. I was away. I went to Florida and came back. And I want to say who put me on the EO Dub? I want to say Marco Polo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Shout out Marco Polo.
Shout out Polo.
Yeah. Even though this nigga. This nigga, man.
Can we all say that too? Can we all say we all have a Marco Polo this nigga story?
Nigga. Yikes. This nigga. But anyway, he put me on the EO Dub and I walk in the building. I'm like, that's my peoples. What are you talking about? I know everybody. It's all good. Come on up. What you want to do? Rod, like, give me your music. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like it was bounced back in Rutgers.
Exactly. But you mentioned, let me throw some flowers back for a minute though. You mentioned going to a place where your talent is like respected or like appreciated, right? There's a bar around there somewhere. Like I want to go where I'm appreciated, not where I'm tolerated, right? Yeah. And I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna be frankly that like 48 minutes ago, that's how I felt when this show opened. When you introduced us, I was like, "Oh, this nigga knows us. Like, did he really just know us?" Like, sometimes we get on shows, we be on some like French television show, and they be like, "The end of the week," like we have to spell it and tell them what it means and like give them the whole like blueprint. And Hawk is just like, boom, like these my niggas and we doing this. I felt that hit right when we started this show. True story. I felt like I'm going where I'm appreciated.
Exactly. Everybody knows your name. Dun, 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 and they're always glad you came. But but like you get there and it's spitters every motherfucking where, man. So like I want y'all to run down the internal crew. Right. And then just talk about some of the MCs that came through and blazed the spit out. You know what I mean?
So first give them the founders, man. Who's founders at EO Dub?
Okay, founders are James Calhoun, Mr. Bong Sr., Then Vice Versus, of course. He actually came up with the name End of the Week, and we always say this. He's one half of how the MC Challenge got created, which we'll get into later. Then you had Propane, Prolific One at the time, myself, Big Zoo, and there's various other people that
So those are founders. Now give some team members.
Team Stad Ruckus is definite team. At the time, a young man named Elbow, he's definitely part of the team. Ego Trip from Eye to Eye, also part of the team. Scram Jones, of course, and then he had his whole crew, High Society. So High Society was down. Now on some other. I want to include Hypnotic Experience, who was our like Jersey Connect, and like, yo, man, you know how stuff just ties together and it trips you out. Like these dudes, one of my favorite groups, Third Eye Navigators, right? They were down with Hypnotic Experience. That was like their expanded crew. And they were both from Jersey, and they killed it. You know what I mean?
Hold on a second, None. This is part of the reason why I love my brother None Hawk, because he's like the walking EO Dub Wikipedia, right? Like I would have done a very poor job at this section, right? So this is beautiful. None, please carry on. Excuse me.
So I'm trying to think of other people.
Let's go to current. Team NYC gang.
All right. So current team now.
Yes.
Okay. Man, that's so many people, dude.
Give it to him.
Okay, here we go.
No, I'm sorry. I want to push another button. I'll do the current gang. I want you to do hip hop MCs that they would know who came through EO Dub. People that
C-Ray's Walls, Immortal Technique, of course. Jin, the MC, came up through there. I don't know if mad people know about him. He was signed, but it never came through him. Drift, though, had a joint on BET, and it was very popular.
Jersey.
Yeah, so many, dude. There's so many to go through. I mean, we had Tame One at the last night.
Baby Jupiter.
You know what I mean? We had Elder Sensei, Sadat X,
Talib.
Arrow.
I mean, there's performances, but some of the MCs are Homeboy Sandman. Dag, Fresh Daily.
KRS-One, Hakeem Green.
Facts. As far as performers, now we go to performers. We had Hawk, we had KRS twice actually. We had Mobb Deep, we had Pharaoh, we had Talib, we had Beatnuts, whole boot camp. And then I'll share that some MCs currently, like that we're really close with currently. The team is Dama. Her name is Dama. You should go follow her immediately. It's DVMA. Her name used to be Dama Nils. Now she goes by Dama. You should also
Can you put that in the joint?
I sure will. None. Can you hit these as I share them? You should follow Dama. Look at her music like immediately. You should
I was going to ask you about women. You got a bunch of women that are down
Dama
with you guys.
Is magnificent. We also have a young lady named Angel. Mad projects out. You can check Angel as well. We also have Dizzy Sense. She just hosted last week. Magnificent MC. We have Jess James Figueroa. Jess James' music is incredible. Arguably the most talented person in EO Dub. Please follow him immediately. Off the chain. Right there. He has new music out right now.
I think he's in the building too. Big shout out to him.
Yeah.
Say what's in it? What's it called? Say it one more time.
His new project is called God Loves Me, and he spell it GAWD, like God Loves Me. And it's magnifico. Like it's crack water. You have Baxter Wordsworth, you have C-Dub Scott, you have Ill Answer, you have CF, Sos. You have so many talented MCs and producers and artists that this collective, this brotherhood, Hawk, has just been dynamic. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm leaving people out. Vanguard, HR, Propane. Propane has music out too, None. Put Prolific One in there.
Poison Pen,
the whole Stronghold, C-Ray's Walls, Breeze Ever Flowing, Breeze Brewing from the Juggernauts.
Yep.
I mean, if you know them as
Fast
a
Air.
And everybody you name, top notch MCs. Top
facts.
notch, like top notch, like top
But
notch.
you know what's iller, Hawk, is that we do. I don't want to make light of that. Like the dopest MCs that you've heard, and frankly, some of the dopest MCs you've never heard have been at EO Dub, right? Or continue to be at EO Dub. But the thing that gives me the most ill vibe, Hawk, is when people like KRS, people like DMC,
Whew.
people like Quali, like when they come into our event, like
Mhm.
Chris randomly just in one of somebody's video clips, probably Marco Polo has it.
Mhm.
He talks about just the feeling he had at EO Dub, right? DMC talks about it in at length in one of our interviews, and that's the piece that I frankly I don't know how to quantify. I think it is of God. It's difficult to box it, but they talk about this feeling that they get when they come to EO Dub. I mean, like
All right, so
you just,
all right, so listen, hold, while we're there, let's bring that back. You know what I mean? That clip of KRS One at EO Dub, so people could feel it. And let me get the volume right on this motherfucker.
yes, please. Please make this happen.
Let me get it right.
This is like my Christmas morning clip. This is my favorite clip of the
Heard
week.
up. Can I shout out 2 more people before we do that?
Oh, good, rock out.
And Zoo just put it in the chat. It's Keller Nems. He was definitely at the dub and from the start. And I want to shout out Justina Valentine. This was on what's the show with
Wildin' Out. Now we can hear it, Hawk, but we can't see it.
Yep.
No, it's coming.
All right, respect.
How about now?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, bro.
Let's vibe out to this. You can hear it?
Yes, sir. This is me turning it up to 100 in my headphones currently.
Nice. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to EO Dub.
Do your thing on the MIC if you down with this set call. Yo, you one of my idols, so I shoot like a rifle. Oh my God, it's holy, it's like I see the Bible. Suicidal, I kill him in good ways. It's all forbidden, nigga, is you kidding? Yo, I got your cell. Chris, respect God, cause I'm a teacher as well. Matter of fact, that's where you can follow me. I got my bachelor's in social work, my master's in sociology. Matter of fact, that's a different situation. I dedicated 11 of my years to education. That's why I had to gain shit. My favorite KRS album, Edutainment. That's how I find it. I remember when I first bought Criminal Minded. That shit was fly as hell. I stayed in my room for 10 hours and burned it out. That shit is scary. I like the second album by all means necessary. And I have to reach you. Hip hop makes a noise for the teacher.
Bananas. Look at my whole team. So excited, man.
Yeah, good.
This is rock out.
I love
This is
that.
rock out. Oh, wait a minute.
Who the hell is this? Pointing at me. This is Sony. Man, thanks for that. Let me tell you right now, about to give it right back. That's respect. On the track. But now I got to return it, man. You gotta learn it. This is what we do. The rap bitch, we burn it or burn them because they don't know the principles. My man started with the metaphysical, and then you took it over to the spiritual. You taught the nation. Big up in education. You on the front line. I'm in my right mind. We're spitting the right rhyme at the right time. Listen to this. This is Biggie shit, but he don't exist. So who's the number one MC now? KRS One. Pow! Still number one, motherfucker.
Look at that. Look at that energy. Look at that.
Yeah.
Come on, Hot. Come on, kid.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh shit!
That's like the kid who was playing basketball in some little hoop somewhere in the middle of Ohio, and then he meets Michael Jordan. That's how I felt, yo.
Oh my god!
Yeah, yo, great times, dude. The best part though is being there live.
Oh my god! I was outside my body. So you said, like, the whole time you guys have known me, I've been in utter pain. I separated my right shoulder in '87, and then I fractured my right hip, and then I tore my left LCL that spring. Never rehab. All that dancing I was doing, playing ball, re-injuring myself over and over and right. So when I'm hanging,
swinging on the pipe that night might not have been the wave. That's what you're saying.
If you saw me get off that motherfucker, I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I got caught up in the EOW moment.
Yes.
Like, oh shit.
We glad that you were there with us, man. And that's the spirit, man. That's what I'm talking about. So for my people out there who are watching this, I hope through that clip, beyond the bars or whatever, you could see the energy. You know, you can see that live element. And we provided that every week for, I don't know, for 21 years, right? Like, we prided ourselves for a long time. Uh-oh, somebody talking slick up there. That's Mike Medine. That's my G.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shout out to Mike Medine. He's that dude. Yo, shout out to my whole gang that's watching. Shout out EOW. If I didn't call you out, pardon me. Blame it on this whiskey, you heard. But let me share that moment, Hawk, was so dope. And, you know, as I was thinking about linking up with you here today, I too reflected today on Mad-ism and 94 and how you too, I mean, here we are 21, I mean, years later. I mean,
yeah, 20,
so many years that I've known you, but
26, 7 years.
26, 7 years, but you are one of the ones that always kept it so G with us. You know what I'm saying? Even with the Chris stuff, like helping us make links and connecting. And, you know, you got a hot record. You know, flashback to when I was a teacher, when they learned I could rhyme. One of my teachers, who was a hip hop head, she was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of Immortal Technique." I was like, "Oh, I'm on his first album." She's like, "You don't know him? You don't know him?" I was like, "Yeah, I really do." Yo, Mad-ism came up one day. They're playing like hip hop. Mad-ism comes up. I'm like, "Hawk, that's my man." She's like, you don't know Hakeem. I'm like, yo, I really do though. Like, I can prove it to you. But
before all that shit,
for always, yeah, facts. But thank you for always keeping it a Buckington with us.
Nah, well, I see that's the shit. Like, you know, when I got to Rutgers and I found out who y'all was, I was like, oh, that's the niggas right there. That's the niggas with the bars right there. You know, and you know, I just always felt it, like, you know, I was very, very talented. Very, very supremely gifted MCs.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? And coming up, you know, it'd be about the record deal. It'd be about the record deal. It'd be about the record deal. I'd be to see people sustain in the culture with hip hop, nobody rapping. And you know, take EO Dub, a place for real MCs. Real MCs, not rappers, MCs. For instance, like y'all got the way you schedule your event, it ain't pass the mic around. You got different categories.
Oh yeah.
There's different levels to the game. Like, talk about that assessment of MCs in different categories and who's good. Like, who'd you see rock out like this, but who'd you see rock out like that?
Yeah. Why don't you do that now? Break down the MC Challenge from its inception to really how it took us across.
Yeah, come on.
All right, so MC Challenge was made over a game of chess between James Calhoun, who's the manager and runs everything, and vice versa. And the whole thing about it was to get away from the battle. Battles had taken over all of hip hop. Like, everybody had a battle that they were doing. You could win money. People was putting like grands into people putting on these performances, you know, sponsors wise, etc. So it was like the big thing to do. What we were on were Like there's some really talented people that aren't good at battling another person.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole idea was, how can we showcase the people that don't want to battle and show you how good they are as MCs? Nice. So they came up with 5 rounds. The 5 rounds were, first you do a written. And so they'll play a beat, but the whole purpose is to do a written, not to freestyle, but do a written verse that you got. And at the time, it was over popular beats. So Mobb Deep, Shook Ones would come on, you know, everybody get hype. Oh, now it's like, you better kill it.
Right.
You know?
You better kill it.
Second round, acapella. Just self-explanatory. Now we get to see, hear, and concentrate on just you, because there is no music. So it's all you right now. So we get to see how you are with the theatrics, etc. down the line, your voice, how it sounds, how you carry the cadence, and honestly, if you stay in time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then beat juggling. Third, oh man, I'm sorry, it was grab bag, which actually started off as picking words. Like we used to flash words at people and that, but when we found it too difficult, that was only in the first MC challenge. By the second one, we were using a grab bag that just had items in it, garbage bag. You know, that's where we was at that time. But it worked out much better. People had to freestyle about the items they picked out. There's no way you could just get through that without freestyling.
That's right.
Then it was beat juggling, which all the other countries call MC versus DJ. You know what I mean? Which I always found interesting.
Crazy.
We call it beat juggling because we're really trying to just get you hyped. And the whole point is to not stop the flow. Like when the beat switches, it's going to be flawless. You can maintain a rhyme over it. But you know what happens when that happens? Most people go, what? Yo, oh.
Yeah. Mic check, 1, 2. Check.
We're like, no. That's not what we're asking you to
1, 2, 1, 2. That's the major one. To be like, hold up, check it out. Hold on. Wait, hold on.
We want you to flow continuously on when the beat comes in. You know, you might stutter or stop a little, but keep going. That's the whole point of that. Right. And then the final round, the 5th round, is cipher skills, which we started with 2 of the hosts and whoever was the contestant rhyming with each other. Then I don't even know when it happened, but eventually it became the contestants that would cipher with one another, which was like an even higher elevation of what we were trying to accomplish. Because now you got to work with the people you're competing against to do like something really phenomenal and get your score up. So like the whole thing made sense. It's like you start off by yourself. This is my song. This is my written. And by the end, you're with other people trying to help them, because you got to trade 4s. So when you're trading the 4s, you got to lead them up, you got to set them up, and then you got to take the setup that you're given and run with it. You know what I mean? So it was perfect, man.
And that became our calling card, right? So as the MC challenge was invented and started to grow in New York, and some of your old people out there, some of your favorite rappers was in the MC challenge. Pumpkinhead, Immortal Technique,
rest in peace,
Iron Solomon, facts. Rest in peace, Pumpkinhead. The whole Plague Crew, Pac FM, Mecca, Nems, all of these MCs we're talking about were in the MC challenge. So it started really building momentum. And then what worked for us was that we made connections overseas, and we started in Paris. And the MC challenge became our calling card. I really believe that that's the key that got us into all the other countries, because now when we land in Paris, we're not just a bunch of American MCs who are rhyming. They like that too, right? They like American rappers coming to rap. But now you're watching the MC challenge where Parisian rappers, your rappers, the dudes that you like, the underground people that you like are spitting in the MC challenge. And that's what lent us to be, global.
What year was that when you took it to Paris?
Man, great question, None.
I think it was 2004.
I think it was 2004. And we connected with DJ Kerry. Shout out DJ Kerry from France. He was a dude who started us there in Paris. And then what happened, Hawk, was that we started EOW chapters in these other countries. That's been the thing I've probably marveled at the most in my whole EOW adventure. Beyond the start of it in the back of a restaurant where the DJ who brought us together passed away and we had Scram Jones, all of this like epic stuff The thing that I'm most impressed by is when other countries
Mm-hmm.
want to wear like the EO dub flag. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
Because I've said this to my team 1,000 times. They've heard me say this. But if you were from Paris, you could be like Paris Murder Gang. You could be
Mm-hmm.
like Paris
It could be
PP
anybody.
Boys. You could be
Mm-hmm.
Paris Killers. You know,
Yeah.
whatever rap
Mm-hmm.
crew you want. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you want to wear the EO dub flag, you want to be part
Yeah.
of the end of the week movement, has
Mm-hmm.
always amazed me, literally.
Well, it's so on time what you guys have done because we're in a global market right now. It's life is international. The world has become so small. Transportation is from here to there. I had to get a plane you can get on now, get you to England in 3.5 hours.
Right?
You know what I mean? So it's like, you guys are leading the way for hip hop. A few things I want to touch on before I lose it. But DJ EFN and Crazy Hood have a documentary series called Going Home
Yep.
about
Where they
hip
go to
hop.
the different countries. I've seen it.
Right. And the one he did in Vietnam, and he was like, what do you think about American hip hop? And they were like, we don't even follow that shit. We follow Japan and China. It's
Yeah.
just like, hey, we don't even, American hip hop is, we don't even pay attention to that bullshit. So,
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, and
yeah, like,
we've experienced that. Like, it's been so crazy the adventure we had. There was a time when American hip hop, I think, was incredibly popular, and I had an experience that was like surreal. I told you we were at Pyramid, which is on Avenue A. 3 blocks from there on Houston was a spot called Burkina. Burkina sold mixtapes, clue tapes,
right.
all the crack, right? And it would come out
Mhm.
like a week early, and I would go there and get it. I remember when we were putting records out. I went. Now this is 3 blocks away from a place where we've been rocking every week for like 4 or 5 years. So you should know us, right? We're in the hood. We're heavy. We're EO dub. I go try to bring them our music, and this at the time was CDs. And I remember the dude at Burkina was like we'll take a few on consignment, right? This
Mhm.
was 3 or 4 blocks from where I've been every week, and I've done like 150 shows. We
Just
send our
packed every
music
fucking week.
overseas to Paris. We sent our music to Paris at the time. And this is when the Jay-Z album was out. I think it's volume 3. He has it's the gray cover, and he's like standing like
Mhm.
this on the cover.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
fly to Paris, and we had sent our music there ahead of time. And I go in the record store, and it's like Jay-Z album, so-and-so album, my album, EO Dub.
Mhm. That's right.
And it was surreal. It's like the
Mhm.
place that we is 3 blocks from me does not respect our shit,
Yeah.
right? But if we
Yeah.
fly to Paris, they
Yep.
got my shit sitting right next to Hove shit
Yeah,
in the counter of the record store.
well,
It
that's
was a surreal
yeah.
experience.
That's the science is that you have to go away from home to get love from home.
Woo!
Like that, you gotta go. You
Right?
gotta go away, blow up, and then they go, "Oh shit, he's large now. We fuck with you."
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
interesting, but
interesting.
it's another point because of the global nature of EO Dub at this point, and sitting on a bus with vice versa. This must have been like 2000. 2000, I want to say 2009, 10, something like that. I forget when it was. But he was putting me on to the global nature of EO Dub.
Hmm.
You know, he was telling
Let me say something.
he
Hawk.
was telling me early.
My family's gonna punish me if I don't correct you. It's vice versus,
Vice
right?
versa, excuse me.
Nope. And it's relative. You know him quite well. But
Mhm.
my family would be upset if I didn't correct you on that one.
No,
Vice versa.
vice versa. Get it right.
You welcome. But you on
Yep.
a bus. This is 2009, 10. Where are you going? How did you?
I'm living in Orange, New Jersey at the time, and I don't know where he was going. But we had a really good. It's a conversation we had never had before because we were always in a club setting, ramen, whatever. This
Yeah.
was us talking back and forth. And he was just talking about the global nature of hip hop and don't stay so tunnel vision. And he was like, watch. he was
No.
he was like,
That,
watch, son.
Yeah.
that's one of our things. We say global. I told you. That's one of Vice's catchphrases, and we really say that. I mean, we joked earlier, Hawk, but we have chapters in China, in
Mhm.
London, in Uganda,
Mhm.
in uh, Switzerland, in Quebec, in Toronto. I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't also. I know I'm fast forwarding 20 years, but just this past year, in 2021, EOW Quebec got a full show on television. It's a French hip hop show, and it's called Le Fin de Fab, which is really the end of the week in French. You God bless
Yeah,
you.
you
You
put you
did a
put you
you
put me
did a
down.
yeah,
Had
you
to.
did an ad for us. It was beautiful. Thank you for
Thank
that,
you.
bro.
Thank you for
Because
having me involved, bro.
the Quebec gang respects real hip hop. So when we were able to say real legendary American rappers know about us, right? It was a good look for us. So again, thank you for that. But we got a television show, yo. They're already talking about season 2. It's that competition that Vice and James made up, right, 20 years ago. Now it's on television. And interestingly enough, again, my comment about we didn't get respect in America, but we got love in Paris. We didn't get a TV show in America, but we got a TV show in Quebec.
Yeah.
And it's fully French speaking rap. Shout out to Monkey, Osti, Waita, Guillaume, like the whole EOW gang. And that's like, I mean, I don't want to sound gauche, but like we get a check from that. You know what I'm saying? Like they signed a licensing agreement, and like 20 years later, a Quebec television show, we're getting revenue from. You know what I'm saying? So it's that global shit that Vice talked about is so real. So real.
Yeah. That's that was a very real conversation we had that day. And when he transitioned, I reflect on that conversation. And then to get the invitation that you gave me to be a part of that salutation, like
Yeah,
man, like
for people who didn't see that, it's super heartfelt. It comes through in the video.
man,
When I shared it, everybody was quite pleased. So
yeah, dope,
yeah,
dope, dope.
so vice versa too. I mean, we would be remiss if we also didn't just highlight his contribution. He's the pillar of this shit. I mean, I when he passed away, God bless him, I really did for a moment think like EOW is over, like it's a wrap for us. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like he's the blueprint. He invented the MC challenge. He came up with the name End of the Week. And God bless him. We rode his back as far as energy is concerned when we were down. Like when you do this for 20 years, I don't want people to be disillusioned and think every day is like happy rap day, right? Like dudes got married, dudes had kids, dude got jobs, lost jobs, parents passed away, Vice's mom passed. It's like we went through life together. And he's the pillar of EOW, and it's a testament to who he was. Even that conversation you mentioned, all of us have a story like that where we're like, damn, that moment, that day, that time, and we're appreciative for it. So salute to Vice Versus forever and ever and ever.
Yeah. Now, Newark, New Jersey, Lincoln Park Music Festival. Now, I'm gonna say this again, as an MC, seeing you guys year in and year out, just catching wreck on the mic, off the head. Nobody won it really. Like, I used to be off the head back in the college days. I hop in the cypher and go off the head. I got a catalog of written, so I'll just spit written. If I go off there, but you know what? It's crazy because in the middle of a performance, in the right mood, the right herb, I'll catch a lick and be off the head. But she be rocking like, all right, cool, let's go. But 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to spit some written shit. But you motherfuckers, man, god damn, y'all just be spanking motherfuckers.
Can I interject here? Because
break that down, man.
First, I want to big you up on the written stuff. I pride myself on writtens too, and I'm gonna tell you a story that I've been telling people. Like that moment that I knew that Zoo was the one. The moment some friends of mine thought that I was the one was when we did the jazz festival over across from Riverside Park at Grant's Tomb.
Woo!
And my boy came with his boombox. So it's me and my man Shango. We bump into Hawk and his man. and we like, oh, what's up? You know, we start talking. My man starts playing beats, and yo, literally, we rhymed back and forth. Like you go, then I go, Sean go, then his man, and we just kept going in a rotation. Like one of you two go, one of us two go. And no lie, we kept rhyming until the batteries died in my man's radio.
Woo!
And
Grant's Tomb.
That's the Jazzmobile joint?
The Jazzmobile is a part of New York City culture. Y'all new niggas just don't understand what we talking about.
I don't know about that.
Dude, you had like tens of thousands of people go to Grant's Tomb, Riverside Drive on the west side of Harlem, basically Harlem, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you got the jazz out there, the live jazz set. They get all the, you know, and then there's paintings, vending, food, culture, just mad Afrocentric, mad black. Just
there's a lot of beautiful ladies out there too. I
ain't trying to, you know, man. I play myself. Yeah. Let me not play myself. But Lord have mercy, that's what I'm saying, bro. And you know, I don't know if there was any shootouts, maybe like towards the end, but there was like a nice few years stretch where it was just all peace every summer. And yes, the Cypher was definitely a part of the festivities. Somebody got a box, some beats, whatever. We had it. We had it. But let's talk about Linkin Park. How did that come together? How did you guys end up hosting the Linkin Park Music Festival in North New Jersey?
Give them the Rocksteady history.
Right. So 2004 was that year. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We ended up hosting on the pier on the West Side Highway when Rocksteady was still there. They literally reached out to us and asked if we could host Rocksteady, because they always.
So for people who don't know, though, I'm gonna give a little context. Rocksteady Crew, you guys know the legendary hip hop crew, Rocksteady Crew, but they had an anniversary every summer where they would have performers come out, and it would be the people you really want to see. It would be like the Sean Price, the Immortal Technique, the KRS, the EPMDs, and we were blessed in 2004. They reached out to us.
Yes, so it was the Rocksteady was basically up and comers. The people who were already stars and the people that were about to be, you know, like it was solidified they were going to blow up. Like with the first time we saw Brand Nubian was at a Rocksteady concert. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we had been going to these forever. You know what I mean? Because these were happening like, I want to say since like 95, like even late.
Early. Like that was an important event for us as Channel Live. First with KRS, and then when we came out as Channel Live, like
dude, I was there.
Do Rocksteady.
Yo, that's the other part. Never, you'd see him at Rocksteady, he'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" And it wouldn't be like no animosity or like, "Yo, dude, like big time." You was never on that.
Nah, he was my guy. Like I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we rock. We rock. We don't. You know, we
Not
rock.
Everybody rocks like that. So
just man.
So that
salute.
But definitely, Rocksteady, 2004, we host outdoors. It was like incredible. And I think even they realized, like, yo, these guys, their chemistry on the stage, like incredible. 1, 2, there's never a dead moment. If somebody's backstage and they're not ready to get on, you ain't got to sit there and talk. Yo, play the beat. And then boom. And what they did was they got the crowd involved though. So it was different. It's like, yo, we're going to spit these 5 rounds, but then I'm going to ask you to say this. And then they say it back. And you know what that does for the MC on stage.
That's right.
That's like, oh, my level was here. Now it's like, you can't even see it.
Nope.
It's so fucking high now. That energy exchange. And they came with the energy and always received it back. And I think Rocksteady realized like, yo, we need to go in this direction.
Need to get those guys. Yeah, but then it transitioned to Linkin Park. Like when it came to Jersey, that was ill because we hosted. I frankly don't remember how many years we hosted. Like 12 years, 14 years, something crazy. We hosted a bunch of years, but it was in Jersey.
And again, I was ignorant, not knowing.
But you would pull up to Linkin Park though.
Linkin Park, but I didn't know you guys were the host, and I'm like, I didn't know you guys were like tied into Rocksteady like that. I just rolled up to Linkin Park, and it was like, Oh, that's my niggas.
My man's
Like,
in the
it's not because
exactly.
I'm hearing in the distance, motherfuckers spitting, niggas on beat, niggas doing different cadences,
Oh,
niggas
come on.
niggas off the head. You know, I'm hearing it, but I'm not knowing, and niggas is getting, you know, fire.
Yo, that's
And
when
I get to the side of the stage and I go, oh, okay, makes sense.
I'm
Yo,
with you. Yo, the chemistry that me, Vice, and Pro had as the Three Kings hosting was dynamic. We had a lot of
Man.
MCs. Jess James is in there.
Mhm.
Baxter is now part of that legacy.
Carnage
Righteous.
was part of it.
Carnage.
Mhm.
But me, Vice, and Pro, man, we call ourselves the Three Kings ultimately and put music out. It's out there too. You can go check the Three Kings album. But
Nice.
that chemistry we had was dynamic. And to your point, Hawk, about the freestyles, is that the Rocksteady is where it really works well, right? Rocksteady, for people who don't know, you have an audience of like maybe a 4-year-old and like a 50-year-old in the same audience. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a real lyrical miracle MC, a lot of times the freestyles don't impress you. But if you're like the 42-year-old woman who's out in the park in the beach chair with a yellow shirt, and I'm like, yo, I only smoke green, not the mellow dirt. Shout out to lady in the beach chair with the yellow shirt. Like, now she's a fan forever. Like, she's coming back next year like, oh my God, boo, you had called me out last year. Like, I love you. The freestyle. If you out there holding your baby and I talk about your baby, it's like you're just in love. Like, oh my God, he shouted my baby out. And that's where the freestyles really bodied. And me, Vice, and Pro, we compliment each other. We're like alley-ooping the freestyles to each other.
Crazy.
And it's all in between seeing like, you know, Lords of the Underground come out next. And then, you know, it's like the show is incredible. And it's a free show. And the most gratifying year was probably, there was a year in there where I was a principal in Newark and I was hosting Rocksteady. So I was able to tell my students and my staff, like, come out and see me.
Come get
and
this
I took
work,
them to another
niggas. Come
level.
get this work.
Come on. You thought your principal was just a dope principal?
Come get this work, my nigga.
Like,
understand.
That's amazing.
That was amazing.
Like,
my favorite one out there for me and None being friends 100 years. There's one that's just legendary in a sad way for None. But mind you, the Rocksteady on Lincoln Park will happen on Sunday, and we still have to host the EOW open mic on Sunday night. So at the event, we would always send a team out to New York to get ready to set up at the pyramid. It would be like 4 or 5 heads. So you talk about the love for hip hop. On a day of Rocksteady, we might be on stage for like 16 hours.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We do
all
all of Rocksteady, and then we go to New York and do the dub and do it for like 4 more hours. Anyway, every year they would always have a surprise guest at Rocksteady. One year was Fat Joe. I mean, we saw Sean Price, we saw Tribe Called Quest, we saw 100 people. But here we are in Jersey, Hawk. And you know, being Jersey in our blood, one of our favorite MCs of all time is Mr. Reggie Noble.
Of course. Right? Yeah, of course.
So None is one of the crew that has to leave to go early to go to New York to go set up EOW.
He was mad.
And he was mad. He was tight because when he left,
he was mad.
It came out.
I'm mad. I'm mad for you, Nuns.
You know Leia.
I'm mad for you. Fuck
you know
that
Leia.
Shit.
So Leia is the one that runs the whole thing. And I'm like, yo, Leia, love you. It's great to see you. I'll see you next year. And she's like, no, you can't leave. I was like, what do you mean I can't? I just got to do your job. She was like, nah, like, this is the year. I was like, and I'm like, oh, like, because I had always been like, yo, why don't you get Redman? Like, if I can use any influence at Rocksteady that I have, I want to use it to get Redman to perform at Rocksteady. And it happens the year that I gotta go and I can't stay.
Come on,
man. Trust me, I 24 hours apiece, 10 years in a row. I could never get Redman. And that hurts me. Like, you know, Redman is, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I was like a freaking kid, like an infant. When he came out, I pissed on myself halfway. Like, I'm like, I can't believe this. And it's in Newark. It's at Lincoln Park. Free outdoor concert. It was incredible.
And I could live with it. As long as Zoo got to see it and he told me about it, I was like, I could live with that.
Well, you saw a video. No?
Yeah, of course.
Well, there you go. Okay. You know, you was there in spirit. You got it. But
Yo, you
But
know.
I do know what you mean. You know, like Reggie Noble is just, you know, he's your favorite MC's favorite MC.
Facts.
You know, if you know about these bars and what lyrics mean and character and showmanship and, you know, presentation, articulation, breath control, you know, metaphor assembly, you know, the whole shebang. He gives everything to you, you know, and you know, I'm appreciative that he is from New Jersey and we get to claim him, you know, as Jerseyites, because you know,
that's for
you
fact.
know, so you know, in that line, you know, who are some of your favorite MCs that really, you know what I'm saying? That's like when it's time to lock in, I'm listening to this person.
I got Nasir Jones. I got Reggie Noble. I got Dennis Coles, aka Ghostface Killer. I got Tariq Trotter, aka Black Thought.
Yeah, number one.
And I think I might have to say Chris Parker is my fifth. And Hawk, you know, quietly for years, you've had a real genuine connection with KRS, but from afar, like he's like my, you know, like my Jordan of bars, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta put him in there. What would you say, Nut?
Buster is definitely, I mean, you know, same people is on your list. But I'm gonna add Buster to that one. And mind you, these are people I know and like have messed with before or done stuff with. So yeah, I'm Black Rob was one of them. Rest in peace. You know, the Locks, dude, like Styles is like my favorite, you know, and one of my favorites. Like he could definitely be on like my top 10 list. You know what I mean? And he's not the most theatrical dude, but when he spits and you listen, it's crazy. Pharaoh is definitely up there.
Yeah.
I saw him too many times and never was able to walk away without watching him do his thing. You know what I mean? And I want to put a couple of new people out there. So Black Zeus, like this cat, like I just friended him on Instagram about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. And there's this one song that he got.
My spaceship got no brakes.
My spaceship got no brakes, which is bananas. But then I'm looking at his posts, and he's always doing these rhymes, and I'm like, yo, dude, like, you're phenomenal. Like, this is crazy.
Nice.
And then, you know, then I got my in-house peoples like Baxter, one of my favorites. Jess James is definitely
Lord.
People got to really check Dama's music. I'm not even playing. Like, wow, that's a tough one. We know so many dope MCs.
Yeah,
I'm interested to hear from you though, Hawk. Like, who are some of your tops that really influenced you like that too?
Shit. All right, so I like to, like, context is everything. So, you know, the time I was like, you know, 14, 15, up until the time I was like 19, 20, the formative years, like what coming into manhood, trying to understand the world, you know, what artists impacted me from that. Like, you got, you know, of course, LL, Rakim, KRS-One, Slick Rick, Cool G Rap, Chuck D, Brother J, you know, of course, Reggie Noble. Now, you know, I went to high school with Naughty by Nature. I saw Naughty by Nature form as a group, as the New Style, at my senior year talent show in 1986.
Wow.
KG introduced me to Boogie Down Productions, walking in the homeroom class, him sitting there with the album. First time
That's a dope story, Hawk. That's a good one. I'm about to say bonus cultural points. Dude, walking in high school into KG from Naughty holding a KRS record.
All right, so listen, like the whole shit with them niggas is like, I don't know if you guys seen a video floating around. Matter of fact, Redman posted it of Mike C, King Mike C.
I don't know him, yo. The producer Sean C, who I do know, reached out to me this week and was like, "Yo, do you know Mike C? What's the Mike C story?" I saw that clip, by the way.
All right, first, see, I got my so when I was 9 years old, I was 9, 1978, like Sandbox. I hear nigga rhyming. I walk over. It's Mike C. It's the dude in the video that's floating around. And he's spitting first person I ever saw rhyme.
Wow.
Right now, Mike C, legendary MC, gave birth to. I'm not gonna say he gave birth to Tretch, right? But a lot of MCs in that era kind of was influenced by Mike C. Mike C was the
Newark
prominent
dude, Brick City dude,
East Orange, New Jersey.
Yep.
Okay.
Big shout out to Carlton Wade, but out Deion Wade, his brothers. I used to, I played high school football with his family. This is my people's, right? Now, so you see Tretch. Tretch was like the next level, right? He was MC Tiny Treachery.
Wow.
MC Tiny T. MC Tiny Treachery. MC Treachery. So it's talent show, 1986. They come out, him and K. Vinny is the host of the talent show. He's the host. Vinny's got jokes. He's in the cafeteria with jokes. He's always a very personable, likable guy. Just
even
always,
to this minute, like you look at Vinny, he's just like good guy, friendly guy.
He's an MC, mic control, move the crowd, master of ceremony. That is what an MC is. So when the sound system went out, KG went to go. Sound system goes out. Vince starts beatboxing. Tretch hops in, spits some. It's just
crazy.
Crazy. I don't even know why I'm telling this story. How'd I hop off here? So Mike C, Tretch, Redman.
Talking about Mike C, because Mike C, I didn't know the history of, and I see now that Mike C is like a blueprint for a lot of this Jersey hip hop shit. It's interesting. It's just coming out now.
Yeah, he's just a person whose life took a lot of turns, and you go through life, man. We see it early. A lot of our folks that come up, for whatever reason, and it don't make a difference what level of life you come from. People have traumas, people go through shit, and don't really get to experience, the love that people have for them. So to see him, get captured by Redman, because it needed to be Redman saying this is what it is. Look, this nigga right here, this is all his Jersey shit. That nigga.
Wow,
that's
super respectful.
Yeah, that is. I saw the
I
video.
love it.
I feel him.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, it is reverberating with people, because Sean C, super producer Sean C, produced for Pun, produced for Black Thought recently. He just hit me literally like 2 days ago. Like, yo, do you know this dude Mike C from Jersey? He going by the old idea that if you from Jersey, you just know every other person in Jersey.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Mike C. Like
yeah, man, he's that. Bro, like I said, I was 9.
Wow, that's
I was 9. That's the first person I ever saw. I was 9, and
wow.
I'm talking about the coolest motherfucker ever. Mike was cool as shit. Always rhyming. Hot money! Come on, man! Come on, what you got? Come on!
Wow.
Speaking of that, what you got?
Bar work?
We go to bars already.
That's the wave. We want to go there.
I mean, the name of the episode is called Lyricism.
Let's go here. Let's go. Under the butters is where they used to hide their box cutters and other tools they used to injure one another. More murals and funerals, more crying mothers. They never truly learned what they meant to one another. The subtle, hateful messages sent to one another. Failure to repay funds they lent to one another. Leads to brother killing brother. I seen humans born from the same mother plot and scheme to murder each other. It's not black on black crime. It's just crime. It just happened to be blacks involved with that crime at that time. Don't let them change up the narrative. It's the new narrative, progressive, powerful, the zoo narrative. Take it from Christopher. I shift to uplift the listener. Share gift like rare piff, pole positioner. Dedicate and administrate the commissioner. Fight sinister to free all political prisoners. The butters. Oof.
Ooh.
What we got, man?
All right. Took the contour to grasp the concept. See, I don't fail a contest. My style doesn't concave in. Flipped it 180, so I convex. Stop your advancement. Cause you to congress. No wonder feds is after me. I'm controversial. Skip the commentary. 30-second commercial. That's the consort. The wording and image contour to make them believe that they should dead a dead press concert. Makes you a convert. Taking the truth as the converse. Our function, constructing, deploying special forces, building pathways to get you off of concourses, knowing what it is that the con coerces. They're convicting, constricting us, the biggest of all contradictions. There's enough conclusive proof to leave them dead and buried as convicts on lockdown, living off a commissary. On the contrary, I'm the conveyor. Wise word sayer, concrete layer, a true criminal coming to combust. The leader sees the obvious. That's why he conducts.
Come on, bro.
Make some from nothing by uttering the word. Niggas don't get it. I must be stuttering from the herb. Y'all be cluttering in the burbs, hovering with nerds. I'm trying to build shelter from the oncoming purge. Donald Trump is tripping. I'm trying to stave the surge. Do it for the bricks with Springfield Ave at Market Merge. Get my brothers out the county. See the city reemerge. I'm trying to keep it straight for my people living on the curb. This motherfucker got the nerve. Must not have heard. I'm tired of the pimps, pushes, fiends, and the pervs. I'm fired with the bars, metaphors, and the verbs. I want to see them go to college. And I make them whores on the curb. It's all so disturbed, so I stay high as a bird. Niggas want this smoke, ring me up, you'll get served. I'm sick with technique. I'm ill with the maneuver. DJs want my effect like they were straight out the sewer. I'm not a talker, I'm a doer. Find me in the viewer. I'm so underground, just a Barbie on the skew. I'm a grown man in this young world. I feel like I'm Rick the Ruler. I'm trying to get all these bars, but I'm not Robert Mueller.
Like old times, but better.
But better.
But better.
Yo. Come on, kid. Bars, yo. My grandmama told my mama when I was just a kid, I would teach through music like Marley and Fela did. I was just a kid at play, but I was deep like Marvin Gaye, with like a mix of Barry White and Donny Hathaway. A rainy Saturday, books were my medicine. Some Richard Wright, some Langston Hughes, a little Ellison, maybe some Walter Mosley. But God, listen closely. It's like the books I chose to read, they really chose me. Made me a smarter man, husband, and better father. There's no coincidence my daughter's middle name Asada. That's why I know I gotta make moves that serve her well, or it's straight back to South Africa, Dave Chappelle. Richard Pryor, Red Fox made us laugh for years. It's like the laughing really helped us to hide the tears. Now we built and there's nothing they could do to us. We overcome, cause struggle just ain't nothing new to us. Making me dig now.
Yeah, right. Here we go.
Right. The Madism Cipher with EO Dub.
Gotta get it up. Okay, this is a tricky one, so we're gonna try. An altercation shouldn't dare, else fists will hit your body, make it jump like volts from an electric chair. With a psychologist, lyricist, thug, I'm the siphon that gets hate out of your blood, turn envy to love, admiration to motivation to get above and beyond. Our calling and duty, ending the week, building the strong, wild, unruly as a youth. Now things finally coming along. Gain weight you couldn't handle even with a crane. Technique, my technique sane. Rational thought, jet fuel, match the propane. Aim is the light, to guide, that's the aim. Like coke up the nasal, straight to the brain. Want to blow, want to burn like marijuana draw, want to grow, want to know why they reap what they sow when the name says it all. End of the week, we overthrow.
Nice. Woof. So let's get straight to the fact. Egypt is really Cam, and Cam means black. What was right and exact is what most niggas lack. The ancestors called us king. Ingu was the word for that. Inga is my queen. If you don't know what I mean, check the Kebra Nagas, which is the book of kings. But niggas don't study. They get caught up in the drama like snakes in the grass. My nigga, I don't be naga. Check the saga. I bring you holy mana. The sun rises in the east, which wakes the holy prana. So let me pause like the comma. Check that nigga's dharma. What goes around comes around. Check that nigga's karma. Now, if you don't get the point, he's some more, my nigga. He's from the gods and earths, and he's some more, my nigga. My nigga Nigel comes from Nigeria. Call Nigel my nigga. People get hyper. I'm like the last poets because I love my niggas. Who would ever thought the president would be my nigga? What goes around comes around. Time always tells. Words cast spells, dispel mental hell. Looking through the vision of another man's sight. See God in yourself, my nigga. It's all right. Just rise from the lower, plant seeds for the sower. If Jigga is my nigga, how could he be Jehovah? Jehovah's really Yahuwah, or you could say Yahoo. Now, who's the real G? Not the male, you fools. Words just tools. Now, who weighs and measures? My niggas flipping words in the quest for earthly treasures. It's all mathematics, so we say, my nigga. It's more right and exact, plus got swag and flavor. Since power's in the word, the Lord said, name it. We named ourselves niggas. Now, niggas don't want to claim it. I paint the picture, frame it. We let the devil shame. A people with no name is a people with no aim. With no land to claim, my struggle goes in vain. But my niggas fight over words that's inflicted so much pain. I want to say my nigga said refrain around white people because they don't understand the pain. My naga heals the venom and makes the serpent tame. The resurrected niggas on the throne set the reign. Peace, my niggas.
Whew. Yo, you know, in real life, you was the first one to put me on to that, though. That whole niggas, the whole in real life, like in the flesh, you really put me on to that. Yeah, you had me like starting to read stuff about that. I've done the one to that since you shared that. Man, bless you for that one.
Salute.
Damn, I got more.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
Yo, how do you carve out a masterpiece when you're already Don status, certified beast, been put out LPs, been toward the earth? I planted my seed in the soil that gave birth twice. Nice. Never shook, never hesitant. I'm so wild, so proud, so intelligent. I hold these truths to be self-evident. I should have took over after Obama was president. Only I reveal truth like a book could. Wifey cook good. My resume look good. Achievements, let's read through the chapters. Bachelors in the social work, then the masters. That's an urban and multicultural education. So now I'm designed to teach the whole nation. Okay, let the accolades cease, but tell me how to carve out a masterpiece. See, if you do what you've always done, then you'll get what you've always gotten. So I'm always plotting. New York, the Big Apple, but it's always rotten. Where hip hop began, or have we all forgotten? See, I'm from right next door called Jers, where the crackheads do curbs with the thugs from the suburbs, and the Sopranos do deals with the police. The perfect place to carve out a masterpiece.
Nice.
Woo. All right.
Nuns.
All right.
Yo, everybody in the building, share this stream. Get motherfuckers in here. We got a cipher going on with the EO Dub. Let's go.
And it could go for a while. All right, here we go. Dojo Sensei, Doja Smoker. Slow down man who's always first.
Straight out the holster.
Radiate heat that melt radio tires. Pin the meter in the red on your radio dial. Me in the superb, super intent on being a part of the divine intervention. Would I be wrong for giving those what they deserve? Use a blow dart to hit a vital nerve in Bloomberg. The George W. arsonist, gun unloaded, cause a burning bush. Would that make me Moses? No 10 commandments, but got 10 commandos.
Ammo and Rambo.
It's slimmer than a Mia Farrow. The Indian chief with Uncle Sam, bow and arrow. Mind advanced just like those are ancient pharaohs. We are the future. I don't need a fucking deck of tarot.
Since niggas like jewels, I'ma drop a jewel. Jews make the money, niggas make like fools. The blind lead the blind, we all blinded by the shine. Bad boys die like Biggie, you'll go to jail like Shy. I ain't got it diss Ye. Ye dissed himself, supporting Donald Trump like he ain't got knowledge of himself. Knowledge is wealth, but I keep that thing up on the shelf. Jacob make you freeze, but the feds will make you melt. Everybody want the belt. Who want the crown in New York? Everything sound like Atlanta. The world is clown in New York. They call me Negus the most high. My niggas be the most highs. We stay burning bush like Mount Sinai. Soldiers don't cry and gangsters don't die, but when rappers get killed, they go to the place where people lie. 85 is civilized, 2% capitalized, while others realize hip-hop is in disguise. Part hustler, part drag queen, the way we pimp the black queen, the rap game full of bitches like a King magazine. Clips and magazines will make your caddy lean. That shit your father sniff will make your daddy lean. Katrina's act of God left niggas out to rob in a deep how Willie Lynch be rolling like the mob. Time to get up out that fog and put down that blunt. You got to protect what is yours and take what you want. Nowadays, niggas don't want the real hip hop. They rather hear that shit meant to kill hip hop. Who deal around the clock, who ill with the Glock. 10 years done passing, you still on the block. You still selling rocks, serving fiends, not stop. You worse than the snitch, nigga. You dealing for the cops. Niggas lay traps, then scream, trap, or die. Like all we got is that, or we can stay black and die. You can relax with the lie, but the facts won't lie. Another rapper die, everybody asks why. Take some chump change, get yourself a chump chain. Go juice a little crew, have them pump cane. Or you can G off with the rap, but you got to master that. Don't try to drop no science, you better off pumping crack.
Wow.
Okay, we got to unpack the juice crew bars at the end. I don't know if my younger audience caught that right there.
Wow.
The Serve Kane, the G Rap, the Master that.
Yeah, master that. Yeah,
I see you.
yeah.
Wow. All right, here
Big
we
shout
go.
to the Juice Crew, legendary.
Shout to the Juice Crew.
Yeah.
Shout to Craig G, who's also EO Dub fam as well.
Oh, of
Craig
course.
G is
My brother.
Yes.
My motherfucking
word.
man.
Years of rocking with Craig G. Here we go. His speech was pivotal. It came at a time most critical, right after fall of man when the land became digital. Plagues became cyclical. All the hidden clues made visible, even those predicted in the biblical. Is it participant prizes for the runner-ups? I mean, do we earn our fate or does God punish us? For looking the other way during cover-ups or living life glutton us, what has become of us? We don't want to see it live. We rather take a picture. We reading lies on Twitter, but we wouldn't read a scripture. Really, some of y'all just don't read. You act like acquiring new info is just something that you don't need. You consume what you don't need, then you follow what you don't lead and holler, but you don't heed. To any standard or any code of ethics, your soul would measure low by any mode or method. On the opposite wave, I feel so protected when I find I'm designed by my ancestors' souls collected. Really? Whew, could it all be connected? Could they trade it back to that loser of a leader they elected? I knew it wasn't rich white men in a small room because I know only God speaks at this volume. This is not for old people. This is for all people. They die first, or at least that's what they told people. Mankind uses media to fold people. It never fails when you use fear to fold people. Only God can make the population lean. His message, stay close to your fam and stay clean. Watch out for your brother, call your grandmother, engage in social distance, but stay close to one another.
Yes.
Fear not. Nobody is stopping God's plans. Walk tall, pray y'all, and please wash your hands.
Nice. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm getting
Nunzio, come on.
Here we go. I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Not so conscious, but I like this right. I used to smoke too much la. That plus the drinking used to have me on some rah-rah. Plus this chick had me on some dum-dum. I came to my wits and told the honey, come. Now, it was only like that because I didn't know no better at the time. Now I see it as so-so, not at all the dime that made me cut off Fifi, Mimi, Cece, setting up shop in my backyard teepee. Now I can't be with her because her and I don't see eye to eye. Rather be in back seats getting high off chalk tie than high off her love, which is more like a drug that drugs so many down into the dregs. But she was misled me to the bed to embed in my mind that she's the one, and she had none. But none is what she got. I got nothing to prove.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Come on now. Come on.
Because now I was going to spit one thing, but you just reminded me of this other joint. We puff the la, also known as the skama. May Buddha's name be praised. Shaolin versus Lama. Life with no drama. Keep the proper karma. No pause and no commas. Looking sleepy, no pajamas. Just steamed out with the wet, drove out like a sauna. Then cipher with my niggas, and my nagas. It's the la without the do, re, mi, fa, sol. Hawk, you got the IZM, man. You know that shit for sure. I'm so mellow. Cause I keep the la twisted. Come through with sacks of trees, my nigga. I'm just gifted, lifted. Hakeem Green, it was predicted. I keep so many flavors, all the colors also vivid. Hit it, and watch the reaction. The la feels melodic, pure satisfaction. Eliminate the stress, addition by subtraction. Bagging up the la is how I learn my fractions.
Yikes.
Do the math.
Do the math. Doing the one, and it incensed me how they try to deny my ancestry. I choose knowledge itself. See where that gets me. As it grows, I chose to oppose aggressively. My ancestors use more of their brain. Mathematical concepts charted new terrain. Structures where bronze king and queens would reign. Built structures that science still cannot explain. God bestowed us a gifted design. When we reach out to teach or we lift as we climb. If we reach out with love, it's a gift every time. Artists in design, I sow gifts in every line. My technique shifted over time. My family's needs always shifted over mine. But the atmosphere changed. The stars have now aligned. I'm inclined to do that for which I was designed. Peace to cats getting they dough and copping shines, but peace to all the Africans that died in the mine.
Man, that was beautiful, bro.
Woo,
That was fucking-
doing the one, and it incensed me. Yo, sidebar for everybody that's listening. That's off my most recent album. That's the intro cut. It's called Ancestry. My last album is called No Beast So Fierce. You know, recorded and mixed by NONEZEO, of course. He's on the album, produced on the album. But go check out Big Zoo, No Beast So Fierce. It's on all your streaming platforms currently.
Let him know. Let him know. NONEZEO, what's up?
Okay. Dude, like my ancestors going for broke. They broke the chains, but we still tied down and rope. So I'm searching for the antidote while you spending half an hour searching the crib for the damn remote. Control. All that glitters isn't gold, it's platinum. What's different? It's all the same. You still flashing, a slave to their master that turn thinkers to reactors. Stifle change, label us illegal broadcasters that network with cats that rework it. Hit the underground for training and resurface to give service at Sunday night churches till each and every negative finally reverses. Ground crew emitted since it's rarely sought. Planting sperm in minds, giving birth to new thought. Spawn changelings that lead to big ideas to changing. Yeah, arranging. Through changing.
You digging in the files right now.
Dude, yeah, you got to. I knew this was gonna happen.
If pimping ain't easy, what the fuck is revolution? Rappers be spitting straight noise pollution. Here's a clean glass of water. I'll show you how to eat to live. What goes around comes. Let me show you how to give. That's something that you hear when the nine is at your rib. In the street, tuck your jewels. Thugs drool like baby bibs. I try to be mindful, write something for the kids, talk it like I walk it, rap it how I live. I came up blue collar, strive to be a scholar, but I couldn't eat the love and at least starve without the dollar. The pressure and the stress is enough to make you holler when the landlord's at your doorstep and the devil's on your collar. They call me a slacker because I won't sell crack for the cracker. I call women queens and I love to bury blacker. Some chicks get it twisted. They'd rather be called bitches with their ass in the air like everybody's supposed to kiss it. It's a simple lesson. You get what you deserve. Is life a bitch or just a pimp with a perm? Seeing mommy tricked out made a little heartburn, but it's something she'll forget when it's time to take her turn. When will the children learn? It's much better to earn, but when my niggas put in work, they like to make the metal burn. End up in the system, it's all systematic. Manchurian candidates waving automatics. A product of a project launched in the 80s. Chemical warfare meant to kill the crack babies. Now as the world turns, is it just a story? Because keeping it real got my sons in purgatory. In between heaven and Hades, like earthquakes in Haiti, the fat lady clears her throat and then plays harp for the babies. They say I'm such a mystic, lyrics something mythic, but I make it so plain with details and specifics. I'm just gifted. I'm young and I'm black. Some represent the game. I represent the fact that God helps those who helps themselves. So when God helps you, he's really helping himself. Make every day have purpose is the science of life. Every breath's another roll as a science to dice. Learn from your mistakes, but try to learn from others. You'll get one roll at life. You won't get another. You have to learn the tricks because some niggas be on the gaff. On some funny business, but that shit won't make you laugh. I thought he had the bread. Wasn't wondering, not the weed. I'm wondering how it's coming back because my connect ain't getting beat. That's jewelry.
Okay, y'all.
That's jewelry.
We gotta unpack, yo. Come on.
That's jewelry, yo. That's jewelry.
Yo, well done, brother. Yo, I gotta say it live here while we in the space. We need a Hakeem Green showcase on EO.
Yo, for real.
Stop playing with us, B. You pull up just like this. We gonna get people from around the globe are gonna pull up to watch you, my G. Watch the after effect of the EO Dub open mic is analogous with verses, right? Like all of a sudden you start lighting up across the globe. People start reconnecting with who you are. Nice. Magnificent, yes. Man.
Ready, I'm
damn bar work. Yo, I'm gonna change it up too. Then I'm gonna go to walking out the bodega on 23rd where my Air Maxes got splashed by a puddle on the curb. I shouldn't have worn these kicks. I got what I deserve. When my consciousness was then suddenly disturbed by my name being called from 8 yards or maybe 10, I looked up and realized it was my brother Atim. Peace, Black. We quickly organically started building. We talking about the latest updates, families, children. He asked about his goddaughter Maya, the young genius, and my goddaughter, who is his daughter, the young phoenix. Life as a Black father, summer in Sag Harbor, and how wearing his chocolate cake line was like wearing God's armor. Just two kings crafting their crown. I told him I was heading back to Jersey. He was heading uptown. He said, I love you, bro. I said, I love you too. And I mean that. We pivoted off the same block like, peace, Black.
Damn.
Bars. Oh boy, dude.
Peace, Black.
Okay, here we go.
Bars.
Lick shots and then duck the fed.
Hold on. Hey, baby. Sweetheart.
Because they're aiming for heads.
Love. Jasmine. Oh, my bad. I need you, please. It's getting crazy in here. I don't even want to play myself with parched cotton mouth. I just rolled the L. I need some way. I just rolled the L, so my mouth is. I'm here with some spitters right now. It's crazy in here right now, baby. Jokes. I can't play myself. I got legendary MCs in the building.
Dude, it's like part 2 to the jazz festival.
Word is bond. 30 years later.
Right?
Yeah, family.
I'm gonna get some ice in this cup.
Yeah. Everybody set. Like I said before, I want to big everybody in the building. Please share this link. Bring other folks to the building, and let's open this up. You know what I mean? I want folks to really soak this in. We got real hip hop. Nah, I want water. Yeah, we got real hip hop in the building. Real MCs. Lyrics matter. Bars upon bars. Graham, what's up, brother? Cousin Will, I see you. Thank you, sir, for tuning in. MCMI report. Salute.
Yeah, GMS gang.
But
you know what I mean?
Wild Child. That's what's up.
Man. The original DJ Holidays in the building.
Respect.
My brother.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice, Hawk. It's a nice event here, sir.
I
got
mean,
me having to re-up on my drink real quick over here.
You know, I figured, because I remember back in the day, we used to just go.
Just go.
Just go. It's just
on the wall of all places.
And like I said, like the name of the show is Lyricism. Lyricism.
We respect it.
And that's a reason. Thank you, babe.
Bow. All right.
Come on, None. What you working with?
Lick shots and then duck the feds because they don't be playing, yo. They be aiming for heads with guillotines, severed clean off the shoulders with no retaliation because the body is dead. Leave the pettiness to those that's rocking blue or red. The most victimized of those get in the head, either hospitalized or broke from being robbed, or because somebody couldn't go and get a job. Community used to be united and got divided when they threw guns and crack rocks inside it. Gave dealers jewels, nice car to ride with. So all the little young ones with envy and idolize
it.
Isolate your area. No beef is private. Scared to go out at night because everyone's a pirate. Thief to stay stylish. Or high off the good herb, but you get further busting them shots at Trump herb. So lick shots and a bumble rise
cop.
Man who's keeping your community on lock. Lick shots at the man selling your fam. Crack rock. The man who's making the most money
on the block.
All revolutionaires, whether guns or words, whether arms they chose to bear. Lick shots for those whose death was unfair. Lick shots at the system. Lick a shot in the air. Lick shots.
I mean, a anti-cop song is always timely, right? But what year was that, None? Probably like 05 or something.
Yeah, it's 05, 06. Definitely 06 was the latest it came out. I think it was 05 though.
Respect.
The only pimp I know is how to pimp the system. Time to eat food, I lay up in the kitchen, mixing, cooking up something for you to listen. Higher elevation for my people on the mission. Just ride with me, fall back and catch a vision of a world where we add, no subtract, no division. No brothers left in prison, no sisters with addiction. No need for police, we formed a coalition. We taught our daughters math and our sons to build bridges, collected all our families and raised them out the ditches. We all value self. We all had riches. Is it a dream? Because it seemed time switches. Say it isn't so. It's so real when I flow. If you ask me if I'm hip hop, I answer how I know. If the mind can see it, it can be achieved. I know it like I know it. It's not hard to believe. Money made it rain, but never from the snow. Nobody had a cold. Nobody had to blow, but everybody had dough and lots of self-respect. And we all respected each other. No need for nines or texts. But we still hit the range. Don't it seem strange? A road with no lanes. We got over the pain. Now my art gets high through life, not through our veins. It rains champagne. We give a toast to life. We get another turn every time we roll the dice. Nobody knew fail. Everybody tried. We all knew self. We didn't believe in lies. There really is no limit. We reached for the sky. The only thirst was love. We learned to conquer pride. Took salt from water like salt from your eye. If the mind can see it, it can be achieved. I know it like I know it. It's not hard to believe. You create the picture. Step into yourself. Do what you do with love. That's where you find your wealth. She wants to be in movies. She should write the script because life is just a movie and we all star in it. He wants to be a doctor so he could treat the patients. I'd rather use my hands for school. I had no patience. We all have a part. It isn't that the truth. Want proof? Big and Pop calls both coast the truth. Some will deny and ask me what's the use. That's why they missed their shot, turn and blame the hoop. Time is of the essence. You can't get it back. Life is like a journey, but you write the map. I call it like I see it, and what I see is love, and that's overstanding because nothing stands above. If the mind can see it, it can be achieved. I know it like I know it. It's not hard to believe.
Bravo.
I figure I had to do something for the babies, man. You gotta have
Yeah,
some.
I'm
You
about
gotta
to
have
say,
some. You gotta
nice
have some
culture
for the
vibe.
future. You know, you gotta uplift. You know, but I got them fun bars too.
Yo, I
Well,
like that the journey, but you write the map. You know what I'm saying? You have that, you have that power.
mhm.
Says damn, you got me digging in the chambers. Yo, jumping out planes. Zoo's the name. I'm so Fela Kuti, so John Coltrane. So Big Daddy Kane, 4-finger ring saying my name with them large gazelles like Dana Dane. I'm so hip hop, that's the culture I'm deep in. I'm so mac and cheese, Timberlands, and sheepskins. I'm so Delancey, so 125. I'm so Newark, North Irvington, New Jersey Drive. I'm so determined. I'm so sincere. I'm the Pulitzer Prize winning Time Man of the Year, EO Dub. If JD is so deaf, well, if the radio's right, I guess I'm so left. So nice at MCing, so at a lot of shit. Like y'all so trash, and I'm so the opposite. Damn.
Yo.
Man, my associates make moves appropriate. Recipe with the ingredients to get you open with. The bars are bricks that the fiends is overdosing with. So far, you're subpar, and I'm exposing it. Solar, go so far, but I be holding it. My co-star, Moon and Star, but I'm controlling it. With no flaw, pen on raw, when I'm composing it. I go hard, that's on God, if you ain't noticing. It's a rap like y'all niggas cap like mad tight because I don't live the stereotypical rap life. I live the polo down FYL fitted hat life. Oxymoron. I got good kids but a bad wife. Pay me for tutoring sessions to get your raps right. Pay me for tutoring sessions to get your raps right. Or I could just send you some bars I penned up last night. Give you some of the zoo sauce. Cook your crack right. I just caught a clean body. Rap tight.
Wow.
Fire.
All right. Yeah, I got archives for this. Okay, here we go. Thus start the app on the run from the IRS. Tried to bring it to my chest, but the chest was protected by the bulletproof vest. Now let's get deeper into the situation, the mess. Escaped yesterday. Now here come the CIA. Want to play with a brother who don't play. Nothing that's less than strategic. You don't want it because you don't need it. The stress factor is like a 1-ton weight on their back. They can't capture a brother who surpassed the IQ. Guess that makes me thorough through and through, thick and thin. In the game of taking me out, believe only none could win. Yes, this is only a test of a broadcaster with slight asthma as a brother who possessed the key to infinite joy. Pass it on to my infant boy or girl. Knowledge reigns supreme, and I seen the proof in this world. Whole shit unfurl, make your toes curl like the witch in the land of Oz. Wasn't the house of Dorothy, but the house of God.
Yes, sir.
I saw that comment in the chat though, Hawk. So that was my man GMS. I'm confident. And yo, we're gonna make that happen. We need to just cook a song. It's official.
Yes, quick. I'm an old school head with old school ways. On the straight and narrow, I don't go two ways. I don't know how y'all do it, but we stay right and exact like a square and a compass, spit it right with the facts. I'm the glare when the sun passes. There's light in my raps. Don't even stare, be a dumbass. There's light when I clap. You don't want the applause, and we don't need the feedback. What goes around comes around. They not passing weed back. Ask Pooh Bah who the master of the ceremony. Stay getting checks off the ism like alimony. Name always stay on the wire like a pair of ponies. Flame always stay on the fire with a tenderoni. It's Hakeem Green. You can call me Hot Money. Always got green. Life always sunny. Save the drama for a thespian. I stay sleeping on my gun like the Mexican. I'm an old school head with the boom bap beats. If my shit sound dated, I love the boom bap heat. Sounded like the 80s, smoked like bamboo sheets. Trade bags of haze on a Cancun beach. Trying to box with God, but their hands don't reach. Trade. I'm around the mountain like Moses when he speaks. Smoking bush with burning bush with Aaron, pushing a McLaren, playing some old school shit, speakers blaring, beat the street till it's red like Sharon. I'm the master of the ceremony, ask Don Barron. Moment of love, the first time I smoked a bud, made art from the noise, beatboxed in the club.
Ooh.
These other niggas saying nothing, I'm Dougie Fresh. Walk away like David Ruffin, I Vinny Rock you like I'm Tretch. Balling out with my queen like the New York Mets. Raised out in Jersey, learned from New York vets. I'm an old school head, but my shit brand new. Name world famous like the Awesome Two. When Magic had the Zoo, Shantae had the crew, Uptown, the Wild West, Brooklyn had the zoo. Down to get biz, stayed milky like I'm Gibbs to get my audio right. We was off to see the Wiz. They said we couldn't win like we was trapped in the game. Run said, walk this way, we walked to the Hall of Fame. Showed the youngsters how it go, now it never sound the same. Took my crew pop, got more fame than Dane and Dane. I'm an old school head, triple OG, fat lace and pro kids, twisted OG. Literally. Literally. Thank you,
Yo,
man.
this is an excellent event. Yo, I gotta plug something before we move forward, and I gotta pivot in momentarily because I got a wife too who's in the cipher right now. Yo, salute to. I want to make sure that everybody who's watching this also knows about the EO Zoom. Right. Currently, even in this virtual era, like you, Hawk, we have managed to keep the EO Dub flame alive, right? And we now rock on a spot called EO Zoom. You can go follow us on IG at eodubnyc.com, or excuse me, at eodubnyc, or you can go to the website at eodub.com. That's eodub.com, and you can link into how to get into the Zoom. We have the open mic every Sunday night. You know, we talked about starting in Baby Jupiter, moving to Pyramid, then we moved it Bowery Electric, and now we moved it into the virtual landscape. We still have the open mic every Sunday night. We also have a show called the EO Beat Challenge, where producers come together and battle it out with different production. They're given a sample, they're given time to work on it, and they have to cook a beat. That show is incredible. That takes place on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And then on Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m., I host a show called Frio Dub, where it's a fully freestyle atmosphere. It's co-hosted by my brother CF. And that show, Hawk, as much as you mentioned earlier, you don't really go freestyle heavy, you would be so welcome in that space particularly. Because it's just bars, it's MCs galore. We got people from all over the globe, frankly, tapping in on Thursday nights to Frio Dub. So everybody who's aware, please make sure you acknowledge EO Zoom, which you can see us with. It's a Zoom channel. We have it on YouTube. We have it on Twitch. But tap into eodub.com to get all the information. You heard?
Peace to DJ Cabin.
Facts. Cabin's with us. Cabin is gang.
Hey.
Yo, a lot of cats saying that cats don't spit no more. Like, honest to God, bar smiths just ain't lit no more. Like, all the rap legends are dead. We ain't gonna get no more. But I work with purpose, so y'all don't talk that shit no more. See, some of us pray to God and not Gotti. We make music to move both minds and bodies, to plot and strategize to develop a conscious party, then organize to make Earth better for everybody. The fingerprints left accidentally on every shotty symbolizes evidence left by us all probably. We all poly. We all been to parties where there's a two-turned girl who's turned off the molly. That's when civility wages civil war with the savage. Is your route to help the shorty out or take advantage? That's the moral conscience that is always riding us. That's the analogy of the two wolves inside of us. One is love and empathy, the other envy and greed. And the wolf that truly prospers is the wolf that you feed.
Oh,
The elevation, bro.
whew. Jeez, dude. That's new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. He said, yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. A little new
Yeah,
one.
man. That
Newer
shit was
cut.
right. That shit righteous right there. Elevation bars right there.
Jeez.
Get
Okay.
on the ladder. Get on the ladder. Get on the ladder.
Right? Okay. Used to see death on TV, there was shock and silence. Now they laughing and clapping, call it gratuitous violence. They wildin', lost their damn minds like Jack Nick in The Shine and falling out like the pages of a book with no binding. And the book they hold is entitled the Bible. Acting like another's death is the key to survival. A new twist in meaning when two people are rivals. If there's issues, then they rather launch missiles from silos. But it's hard to expect anybody to be civil when block parties are replaced by candlelight vigils, when words that belittle turn to bullets that cripple, the grim reaper do and double overtime with the sickle. There's a low life expectancy, high early retirement, because the person most feared is the king of the environment. So most run amok like time bombs on self-destruct, moving like sidewinders any which way but up. Yeah. I can't even remember the rest. Oh, but yeah.
Seeking ye shall find treasures in my rhyme. Each line's a 5-point diamond when I rhyme. Illegal broadcaster, because knowledge is a crime. Wisdom gets you picked up, understanding gets you time. Who survives the rapture? Who escapes the capture? Who laughs last in a time with no laughter? Ain't nothing funny. Still nothing move without the money. So we gave the children crack, either that or they go hungry. I'm living on the edge with a rope like bungee. In the white man's world, trying to feel like Tony Dungy. I want to keep it lovey, but the bears is getting hungry and they want more than just a ring. They want your car and your money. Seeking ye shall find treasures on the path. Life is but science if you sit and do the math. But would you rather count the cash? But then who laughs last when you can't take it with you and the feds want half? We was caught up in Iraq, now we fucking with Iran. It's like the dope got better when we invaded Afghan. Is it all just a plan or is it all for the man? The war on drugs kept George Bush off the stand. Y'all wouldn't understand, but you can ask Ricky Ross. He sold his brother crack, but then who was Ricky's boss? These niggas tick me off, get money quickly, floss, front like he down, be the first to pick me off. You want to live like John Gotti, I want to strive like Malcolm X. I try to speak Illuminati in a club high on X. Life's contradictions got to slave the king's diction. I call my brother my nigga, now I'm facing some commission. Seeking ye shall find the truth not so elusive. I drop more jewels than Confucius. Clear all confusion. I offer answers and solutions, but the sacrificial lamb is the devil's retribution. Set for execution, gas or electrocution. Land of the free for a wicked institution. Together we will stand, divided we will fall. 20 years since 9/11, all we do is fucking ball.
Damn, that's a dense verse too, bro.
Like you super back in these rhymes, though. Exactly. I gotta go back now.
I know you making me dig. Yo, this is magnificent, yo. This is MCs pull up with bars ready to go in?
Well, yeah, like every time I have an MC on my show, you know, man, you gotta spit, man. I'm an MC. You know, I try to represent the real hip hop. So when the real hip hop is in the building, let's go.
So can I make a request, Zoo?
Yeah.
What's good?
Do you know Black Women by heart to do that one?
Damn, I don't think so.
All right.
For some for women,
yeah,
he gonna crush.
That wouldn't work, man. Black woman, bronze queen, brown beauty. You know what I mean? From your mind state to how you season your collard greens. Respect and protect Black women by any means. Yeah, that's a tough record. I don't know it by heart.
Well, I'll tell everybody this. If you go to YouTube, there's a video for it. It's a very beautiful video. Has his family in it. It's like you're gonna love it. When you hear it,
the real
like, oh, I'm glad.
That's a fact. Damn, that's a good look, man. Thank you. We got a lot of tough records and all this, but Hawk, I did, you know, my world is Black women, right? Like I have a wife, I have 2 daughters, I have 3 sisters. You know, it's like my life is surrounded. I have nieces all around me, and the progress of Black woman or Black women is like progress for me and my family. You know what I'm saying? You had a bar earlier that's like, when God blesses you, he's really blessing yourself or blessing himself.
Right? God helps those who helps themselves. So when God helps you, He's really helping himself.
Helping himself, exactly. The same way I feel about like black women's progress is like my family's progress. You know what I'm saying? When I'm surrounded by women. So that record, Black Woman, is really powerful.
Yeah.
Let me this is gonna be my last round for this evening. And I thank you, Hawk, for being here with us and for providing us this space. Before I
Alright.
spit my last bar, I want everybody here to know that's listening. Salute to people I saw check in. I think Figueroa, Jess, Ill Answer, GMS, everybody who tuned in. Bless y'all, man. Love y'all. And
Salute.
the part that I hope came through here, we didn't really say it explicitly, but like us and Hawk are like real friends in real life. Like this shit is funny that in 2021 we get to be on your show, and I'm gonna now beat your DM up and ask you to come be a guest on EO Dub. But I want people to recognize that this is just genuine. You know, I hope it came through in our conversation, but we really know Hawk. We really love Hawk. We've been with Hawk for 18 years. But he said it before we said it. Before Channel Live, before the wake up in the morning, got the yearning for herb. Right? Before the classic lines, we were fucking with Hawk heavy. And he always kept it a buck with us forever and ever. And here we are with more evidence of it. So
no doubt.
Flowers to you, Hawk. Let me get my last one off. I'm your OG's OG. I should mentor your manager. It was 2015 with the team out in Canada. I'm backstage in Quebec prepping the MC challenges. My style classic like Raekwon's iced out tarantula. Before Lynx was Cuban, linking was the weapon we were using. Connecting. Aya likes building with brethren. It hits the consciousness like a cure or pure medicine. New idea, light bulb, Thomas Edison. If the cops is pursuing, then the work is getting jettisoned. Then you reaching for that chamber that you install to keep weapons in. Then reality starts setting in. Then the truth part getting in. Your ego built a wall around your mind, but your conscious keep getting in. Then again, you could roulette life, let it spin. Throw conscious to the wind, and if it's out there, let it in. Let your intention be known from when you begin. The purpose is the flow, God. Go hard, lose or win. Whew. Really digging and dancing for these bars now.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm trying to think, man. What do we do now? And I had it in my head. Oh, okay, here we go.
Come on.
NONEZEO. Brand new Neo. Blue Sky Crime got a C3PO. Illuminate neon. I'm light years beyond. Joints like this help my lifespan eons. Joints love the Huns. For short, they call me none. None is 0, come before one, the perfect medium. Separate all positive and negative sums. Try to divide me, and I'm what you become. A well-endowed man who creates spiritual arousal. My physical slim build, but still you get plowed through. It's goal opportunity at goal line. I'm Sean Alexander when it comes down to crunch time. I'm draining it all net. Filed on the play, surrounded by 4 vets. An inside scorer, as well as a deep threat. Positioned to be best. Considered a genius without the IQ test.
Nice. So does it end on me or?
Yeah, you got the last one.
Yeah, you got it.
They say it get Memphis bleak for these niggas. When Jay the only game in town, he don't even speak to these niggas. Now they back on the block serving leak to these niggas, or they get left out the game trying to preach to these niggas how the black man is God and cash rule the world. I'm at the party, iced out Jesus, pimping little girls. I'm all about the dollar like Creflo, because we either dying over crack or we dying over petrol. I'm the type of cat to pull your car like Metro, rolling with my dogs like Petco. These rappers ain't hip hop, they techno. It's Hakeem the Wise, still I rise, stand up and take the chain off your neck, yo. That's just another trap to keep your ass in debt, yo. Plus the feds in your face like a fucking freckle. From all the flossing and havoc y'all be causing. So many sets, the bricks feel like Slauson. They say life is like a bitch, so is God really a dog? I say peace to the gods when I represent my dogs. My style is like a language. I'm there to flip and bounce. So if I got an ounce, I'm there to flip and bounce. Some come to cop it. I come to drop it. Aquarius bears the water, so I come with hydroponic. Must be a flood. I'm Katrina with the bud. My people want equality. I'm there to give them love. We caught up in the mud, wanting to bubble like the sun. I get the kids hooked on phonics. I get the kids hooked on drugs. I don't think it's trash. Some straight Moroccan hash, growing grass. The math is 26 for a half. Look, life is like a circle. What goes around comes. So my niggas speak as prophets over bass lines and drums. They do mainline and slums. My main man got guns. The cycle goes around. That same man got sons. They'll blow out your brains for fun because they watch too much TV. But the Senate don't like my shit. They want to bet my CD. They'd rather play you Jeezy. And rappers looking freezy. What the fuck is revolution if pimping ain't easy?
Yo, hold on, y'all niggas is trash. I'm straight Moroccan hash.
Yeah,
That's
growing
all.
grass. The math is 26 for a half. Look.
Oh wait, the other kind of like stand still and think about it bar is the circle comes around. These niggas got sons. It doesn't end. This is a cycle.
These same niggas got sons.
That's a win.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yo, man.
Damn, hot bars. Okay, we recognize over here. We respect. We listen.
Man, listen. Because, you know, I've been tucked away. You know, I fell off. Bad. It was bad. But it gave me time to really recuperate and build on my craft and, you know, study and get that hunger and the love for the culture, man. Just that's the shit. When you fall in love with the culture again,
yeah.
You know, a big shout out to all the battle rap cats out there too, because that's like a, you know, I know y'all said y'all didn't want the battle rap infused in. Well, you know, you want to stay away from that. Yeah, but like that whole, you know, just battle rap, what y'all doing, so many different ciphers and MCs around the world that's on our type of shit. That like we forget. You just gotta turn and look and be like, oh shit, you can immerse yourself in that and don't even know what the fuck is going on over there. It becomes a mystery. Like, I don't even know what that shit.
I remember
doing.
You talk about how the times changed too, Huck, and you mentioned in your era, you know, in the early Channel Live era, it was about get a deal, right? And as a result, you said at the time you were chasing the radio. I mean, we went through those same steps, and now you fast forward 20 years, 25 years. I don't remember the last time I just listened to the radio. Like it's not even in my cipher. I'm listening to what I want. You talk about being able to immerse yourself. I get in the car and play Jess James shit. I play Dama shit. I'll play Prolific One shit. Like, you know, that record you played at the top, that cipher record. I hadn't heard that record before. That's your record.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. With KRS. Can I spit that bar right fast?
Come on, yo.
I'm proud of that joint. So the cipher is a circle with all points connected where you get your boogie off and the weak and disrespected. The cipher is so sacred, takes place on hollow. The cipher is so sacred, takes place on hollow ground. B-boys seek to battle on a mission to follow sound. Beatbox DJ banging on the table been the way we settle beef since the days of Cain and Abel. As Pop Master Fable with the jams of DMC, with DJs battle for world supremacy. The cipher's not always round, but always on the square. Breakers be on the ground. I'm known to put the weed in the air. The cipher's like the wheels of skill. The cipher's like the wheels of steel, and scratch it makes me itch. I get hyper with the lyrical skills when a DJ catch my pitch. When the fader's being switched, everything live in the mix, but still off the cuff like I wear it on my wrist.
Come on,
I fucked it up.
Come on, but this is what I'm saying. There's a world of music out there for us to immerse ourselves into that is so completely connected from the traditional like industry vision that we once had. You know,
and I have to say, big shout out to Ron Lawrence.
Yo,
for the track on that, and something that we didn't discuss, Nunzio, is your career at Bad Boy.
Yeah,
since we mentioned Ron Lawrence.
Oh, that's my man, dude.
Yeah. So you talk about that right fast. I know you got to go, Zoo, but just hold on one second.
I'm with you. I'll stick around for this one.
So, and I worked at Bad Boy and started in '95. You know what I mean? And that was through my man Doug Wilson. He got me the job up in there as an assistant, you know, to come in and you just learn stuff. What I always found crazy about it, we helped build that place. Like the place was not together when we got there. We bought like the mixing boards and all of that stuff, the wiring. We did all of that.
We're talking about Daddy's house.
Yes, at Daddy's house. So they have about 15 people there that are supposed to be assistants, but you know they're not going to keep all 15. No. You know, every person that they kept was a person that didn't go to school. All the people that went to school was like, oh, I went to school for this. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. And they had all the answers. The rest of us were like, yo, show me what to do and I'll do it. And because of that, we ended up getting a job. And within a year, I was engineering actual sessions by myself as the head engineer. So I went to housing.
What's some of the projects you worked on?
Definitely. I always tell people about this, especially is the Black Rob first album. Because Black Rob had gotten out of jail and he would stay at the studio overnight sometimes. And I would set him up. Set him up like, yo, come in the room. I'll play. I got the beat on repeat for you. Like, do what you do. But then cats would leave early. He's still there. I'm like, yo, I need to brush up on my engineering shit. You want to go in the booth and I'll record you. So basically, when he did Whoa and that song blew up, Puff is like, yo, get me all his reels. A lot of the reels was stuff that me and him did late at night. You know what I mean? And then they became songs that he actually used. So he picked the best ones and went from there. I think the Locks definitely mess with them. Here's one thing I like about the Locks, right? They found out that I rhyme, and they used to let me rhyme before they would get into the booth to do stuff. Like I sat there and be like, yo, you in there, spit. Like I'm like, okay. And yo, one day, terrible. I was just terrible, and that was the last day that I did it. But until then,
he's burying the lead though. He's burying the lead. Okay. There's these two albums. One of them's called Ready to Die, and the other one's called Life After Death. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a New York City school teacher. I was teaching in the Bronx. You know, Big died before Life After Death came out, right? So I left at lunchtime to go to a store on 3rd Ave in the Bronx called The Wiz, right? Remember this store? And I stood in line to buy the album called Life After Death. I bought it, went in the car, opened it up, and looked at the credits, and that shit said Rashid Goodlow. I'll never forget that moment. It felt like this is the true culmination. You know what I'm saying? And he has these personal relationships with other people, with the Locks, with Black Rob. But of course, like the world would most know the Big record. That like an earlier when he said his name Rashid Goodlow and Google it, it's because he's on those albums. You know what I mean? And for me as a person looking from the outside in, his connection to Big always just fucking blew my mind.
Big was the one, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely didn't write. And I got one for you though. Is you hear about people walking around the room and they write in their head and they don't take out a piece of paper. I've seen Jay-Z do that too. But Big literally sits on the phone, smoking weed the whole time, having these conversations. So you're in there and it becomes like 3 a.m. He's been there since 7, 8 o'clock. You like, the night's over. Engineer is like, yo, I'm gonna leave. He's just like, like, cool. And he would tap me like 4 or 5 in the morning. Yeah, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, how? Like, he was just sitting here smoking weed on the phone. But then one day I was listening while he was doing his conversations, like he was rapping, I guess you could say. And everything he was talking about on the phone was in the fucking rhyme.
Yo, come on, man. I got goosebumps right now, B. Come on, man.
I was like,
you was supposed to stop me like 2 hours ago.
But we gotta bring it to the ism, though. We gotta bring it to the ism. Tell him the Big story when he had the brand.
So we good. It was Grand Funkmaster Flex at Palladium, and it's a party like for Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's in there. Every artist. We talking Total, Mace, Locks, G-Dep, Black Rob, Faith, like everybody's in there. Whole Junior Mafia and all this. Puff comes in the room and he's like, listen, everybody is going to take people into their cars and we all going and we're going to go together and get in together. If you got room in your whip, if anybody's in here, let them in. Right?
That's heads up on movement.
Now the biggest
move.
Exactly. But the biggest surprise is nobody had weed in the motherfucker. Like we're literally in there and everybody's asking everybody else, yo, you got any tree? Like blah blah blah. No.
So you called me. Oh, Branson.
Branson.
Yeah, call me.
Shows up. You know Branson with the jars.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yo, he came with the jar. It was for Big. Big gets it. He pops it open and he's like, yo, come on in, take some, like blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, I don't include myself in that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like with the other assistants that was working that night, like, yo, and they like come up to me, yo, we scrambled up $20. Yo, go in there and ask Big for the $20.
Nah, don't do
$20 worth of weed. I was like, nah. Like my man Coco, I'm like, you know him. Like you've been known him for mad years. Like he's like, but I always ask, and that's what's fucked up. Like, boom, yo, just go in there and do it. Yo, and I really thought it was like a setup. You know what I mean? But I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Yeah, I walked in mad nervous. It's just him and Little and I walk in like, yo, what's up, Big? We was wondering if I could give you like 20 and get like $20, a little bit of weed, at least for like a blunt. You know what I mean? I know that shit expensive. Blah blah blah. He was like, what? He was like, yo, man, don't you ever come in here asking me for weed, offering $20 and all of this shit. We family. Just put your hand. And I was like, oh, shit. But, yo, when he said it, it was like, I was like, oh, yo, I know niggas is going to get me now. Like, you know, I'm going to get fucked up or something. And I'm like, scrunching up. And then when he said, nah, we family, put your hand in the jar. I looked up, Little Caesar's laughing. And I'm like, oh shit! Like he just called me family, son. Like yeah, I was mad excited. But here's what makes it crazy: we go to the Palladium, and Big comes up to me like, "Yo, do you have any of that weed left that you took from?" I was like, "Nah, I just took a little bit to roll one." Like I said, he was like, "Ah," and then I was like, "I fucked up." Like he said, "Put your hand in there." I would have put my hand in there and would have had weed. And when he came up to me in the Palladium looking for weed, I'd have been like, "Here you go."
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And like it's Branson, so it's like
it's like
but Branson is the top in like in 93, 94, you said?
Yeah, this was in 97.
97?
Yep.
Like top notch. Branson was like the top of the whole food chain when it came to herb. You know, it's like everybody got a Branson story that's like incredible. The little triangle bags with the butterfly on them.
Yes, whoa. Yo, somebody, I think it might have been Reggie. Redman once, I think got on IG and was like, yo, he went through an old sweatshirt and found the triangle Branson bag.
Wow, it's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. It's Yo, fellas, I know you guys gotta go. You know, we can go for like another 3 hours easy. You know, we got to do something soon. I know I got to do something with you on EO Dub.
That's a fact.
Immediately, but consider Madism TV a home. So whenever you guys want to come back, feel free. You know what I mean?
Respect, bro. And we thank you for this opportunity, Hawk fam. This is really, it's a blessing that we can be alive and like give us our flowers while we alive, right? Like we did this 26 years ago on the Rutgers campus, even longer than that. And now here we are in a virtual space in 2021, linking like this. It is magnificent, bro. God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. Salute to both you gentlemen. Peace. Yo, this is Madism TV, Hakeem Green, channel live and direct, BDP all day, every day. Don't forget, we got the Cypher on all your favorite streaming platforms, but go to Apple or Amazon and cop it and give your boy some money because I could use it. The Cypher. Yeah, EO Dub, end of the week, WEAK.
Respect. Peace, Hot. Good luck, my bro.
Peace, man. Thank you, sir.
Peace.